Hello, lovelies. I am really sorry for all of the tech troubles there when we tried to go live. I don't quite know what was going on there, but it seems like OBS got control of my internet, and every time I tried to click live, my internet started fluctuating, and I was being booted out of Wurm, and it was all kinds of madness. But I've unplugged myself from like the hard wiring, and I'm back on wireless. And I restarted the router, and now it seems to be behaving. So I blame being hardwired in. Anyway, so my loading screen for today is for a site just up the road from where we're actually building. A nice little one about mission structure integration into buildings. I always like it when I see it. And I've seen some really cool ones. But, there's an example of how you can, now that we can push and pull and move mission structures on Deed, how you can slot them into builds. Anyway, right, let me turn that one off for you. So we are over on Exodus today. Hello. Hello, Madoon. That was I nearly said hello, Ruffle, because it's Ruffle's horn. But hello to everybody who's in chat, and thank you for your patience if you stuck around through all of that drama. It's only been, 20, 25 minutes sorting all of that. Hi, Massa. Hello, Bisa. Nice to see you back again. You've been on a bit of a break. Hey, Robbie. Hi, Madoon. Hello, Myra. Hello, Dragon. How are you doing? Hello to anybody else who's lurking as well. Did I say hi? I must have said hi, Mandoon, right? And in fact, some of these people are in local because they've very kindly turned out to help me do what we're doing today, which is a castle build, or some of a castle build. So this castle that I've designed is a 48 tile footprint, and it's 6 or 7 stories high. Some of it is on brand new shiny supports, which you can see built there. But as of yet, we haven't actually started building any of the structure. It's a very complicated structure. It has an awful lot of internal walls, a lot of double walls where you've got like fences slatted into building walls. So I think it's possibly going to be quite chaotic. And I was like, you know what, I'm hoping this is going to be a community, a site that I can use for pop-up community events, among other things, because we are right outside a portal town other than Southern Freedom Isles. And so I thought, well, maybe we should have a community castle build to kick it off, So a few lovely people have shown up with trowels and mallets. If anybody else wants to come and join in with the building, I mean, the more the merrier. I say the more the merrier. I suspect the more the chaotic, but I'm not really sure that there's going to be any way for this to not be chaotic. It is a bit like a Crim along, isn't it, Massa? Yeah. So so this is our initial footprint. Mimas has got more of an insight about preaching. Are you finding religion memes? So there you go. That's a bit of a look down into the footprint. These braziers are actually going to be several floors up, but I've put them in the places that they're going to be to help me get a sense of the layout. And oh, hello. Hello? Let me just deal with this little friend. And you'll be there soon. Hello, Ruffle. And for anybody who's wondering about sort of builds this size, so I thought I was building at my max carpentry skill, because when I planned it out in housing, in like Wurm Housing Calculator and in Deed Planner both, it was Deed Planner tells me that this needs 87 carpentry, which I think is because it's not accounting for this hole in the middle. It's kind of a donut building. The Wurm Housing Calculator was telling me this would need 94 carpentry, which I think is technically correct, but I think you actually get a free few points of carpentry, because when I did all of this, I then found I could add at least another extra 8 points on. In any case, it's quite large, and I'll show you briefly what it might look like in Deed Planner, but there are some big caveats to this, because of course, for anybody who uses Deed Planner and who doesn't know, Warlander has released another iteration of Deed Planner last Sunday. So it includes some more of the things that have been put in games. It still does not include bridges. That's coming in the next one. And it doesn't include the new platforms and the log walls, which means if you want to try and plan things in Deed Planner that use those, you have to use substitutes. So, you know, there's to substitute for platforms, I've had to like warp the land to get this particular build on this iteration of the deed plan that I'm working on. I've used wooden walls in place of what are going to be log walls, because I'm going to try and integrate several materials into this build. I quite like mixed material builds. And this is going to be primarily sandstone with some rounded stone accents and some log wall sections, in particular those double T arches. And we're going to see how it goes together. And I think actually tonally they probably do go quite well. I did a little bit of experimentation to see, for example, how the new T arches integrate with if you build high fences into them in the way that we often do with T arches on stone builds and things. And I think it's going to work, but it's going to be a little bit of an experiment. And I think that because we can't get those things in Deed Planner, I suspect not a lot of people have yet had a chance to go and test those kinds of design principles that we've used prior to these to see how well they work with the new bits. So this is the work site, and I've got, as you can see, I've got several of my epic adventuring party have come here with trowels and mallets to come and help me out. Oh no, she thinks she's got a bunch of seasoned masons. You are seasoned masons. But so this build requires about 9,000 sandstone bricks, which I've got here, about 9,000 mortar, which I've got here, a few thousand stone bricks, clay, rounded stone bricks and things, a few hundred of every kind of like nails and fence bars and chain links and all that kind of stuff. About 2,500 to 3,000 planks, I reckon. A lot of mats. And as anybody who knows me knows, I try and keep a good amount of mats in stock, because when I want to build something, I want to capitalize on my enthusiasm and start building it straight away. I don't like having to go and source all of the mats first. I have cleared out some of my warehouse storage to pull all of these mats together, though, so it's entirely possible I will have to go splurging to replenish them soon. Oh yeah, and like a billion pegs, 800 pegs it needs for approximately 50 log walls integrated into this build, and they're the minority. Like, there are not many log walls in this, but there are some. So what I think I'm going to do is, because these lovely folks are standing around waiting, what I've done to start us off is I've laid out the exterior wall plan. Unfortunately, until you complete the exterior of a building, you can't then go and plan all the interior walls, and there are a lot before we start building up. But I've laid all of those out, and I've started every single wall, which should mean, I think you can all access these crates. I've put crates around broadly to match the walls there. Like, some of these are going to be plain stone walls, which we're then going to render. Some of them are going to be, most of them are going to be sandstone. There's like one log wall over there on the ground floor, but mostly it's going to be sandstone and plain stone. So I have scattered building boxes around with stone and mortar near to those walls. So I'm hoping you guys should be able to just go and pick a section, open up the crate nearby, and mostly crack on with it. But if you find you need fence bars or other supplies, like we've got some general mats here, like we've got many more logs here for when it comes to doing the log walls.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, have we got Calvert? Where is he? Where is he? How did you... Hey, there he is. Let's team up with Calvert as well. Hello, Calvert. You missed all of the excitement where my internet kept falling over whenever I tried to go live. Hello, April. Log walls? What do you mean, why would I do this to myself? Have you seen the double T arches? They're beautiful. So everybody go and grab a wall section, open up the nearest crate, and see if you can start filling them out. And once we've got that outer blueprint completed, once the building is effectively a valid building, then I can go and I can start doing things like adding in interior walls and starting those, and we can start doing floors and ceilings. And but for now, I can't do anything more to help until all of this has been done. And if anybody else, guys, shows up in local to come and help us and I miss them, do just maybe wave at me on the stream chat if I've missed it here. Bun's already had a customer, Myra. Bun dutifully shuffled over about 4,000 sandstone bricks yesterday because I only had about 6,000 in stock. And he and Ruffle very, very kindly were up until about 1 o'clock this morning, and a little bit of this morning as well, chopping up a load of planks for me because I suddenly had a shortage of planks. And a few of this team who arrived early, they were chopping up extra pegs for me because, as anybody who's tried to make log walls will know, they use a lot of pegs. So while these guys are doing that, how much skill would one need to join in? I guess the one planning, the one who needs 30 plus. No, so the one who plans the building is the one who needs the 94 carpentry skill that it took to do this. You would need 30 plus masonry to do the stone walls. So I think that includes actually making stone walls, doesn't it? Or is it 30 plus or is it 20 plus for masonry? Do you know what? It's been so long. If you can build stone walls elsewhere, you can come and build them here. There are some, as I say, there's some timber walls as well, because there's going to be there is actually some timber walls in here with like beams, wattle and daub, and there are some log walls, but the majority of it is going to be masonry. So yeah, 30 plus. So you would still need 30 plus to be able to work on the masonry walls, but there's also going to be loads and loads of floors, wooden floors, also a lot of wooden scaffolding and things. So if you don't have the masonry skill, there's still ways that you could help out if you want to come and get a little bit of skill joining in. My carpentry and my masonry are so high now that I don't, and like I say so high, they're by no means the highest of the people here, but they're at that point now where I don't really get any skill from building. I have to go building bridges if I want masonry skill, and I have to do fine carpentering if I want any carpentry skill. But if you have less skill than that, if your skill's below sort of 70 on masonry or carpentry, you're probably still getting gains from building, because most of my skill did come from building. So you can come and build with somebody else's mats if you want to and do a little bit of skilling up. I don't mind what quality the walls end up. These are high quality mats, so they should be quite easy to build with. And this is going to be on deed, so I'm not too worried about wall decay or if it's a hodgepodge. Well, the trouble is, Massa, it's not meant to be a humble brag at all. It's just anytime I say I've got a decent skill in anything, somewhere, wherever he is, on whatever server, Bun will pop up out of nowhere like a daisy and be like, that's not high. Mine's decent at 98, and I'm like, oh, whatever. But the point is, most of my masonry and carpentry did come from building, because I've always been a consummate builder. It's just now I've reached the point where I don't really get any skill from building anymore, from building buildings anymore. I have to build other things. But for a lot of other people who maybe don't have the the number of deeds I do, or the access to the amount of mats that I do, being able to build their way up to 70 masonry and carpentry or whatever might just be not particularly possible for other reasons. Is that... Oh, it's Memers. Memers, I saw you. I was about to come and try and kill you. If you were trying to sneak up on me, you failed. There we go, we've got a couple of walls up already. But yeah, so we're on Exodus, and we are right outside the start town on Exodus, Esert. So for anybody who is coming to join us partway through, you hop across on the portal on Southern Freedom Isles, and you want to go out of the east gate, and we are literally like kissing perimeters with Esert. We are literally just here over the water. So while everybody's chipping away at that stuff, what I was going to do is I was going to show you Deed Planner. I already know how you feel, Madoon. Like, and I think we get into this habit with Wurm of like talking about like whatever level we're at, we talk about it, you know, in those terms. Like I've got what I now consider to be trash quality mats are for some other people still kind of the level of quality mats that they aspire to, but you know, everybody's talking about it relative to wherever they are in the game in terms of skill. So I try and take it like that, but I always do end up putting caveats on it. So let me see if well, Bisa, they didn't. Hello, Galandria. Starter towns used to be very well deeded up on the Southern Freedom Isles, and then when all of them got connected, everybody migrated out to the coast, and then when portals came back, they started being like people started migrating back towards the portals. And ESERT's got a few around it. It's not as built up as some start towns on the Southern Freedom Isles. Like we've got sort of like a deed or two down there. There's a couple of long-standing deeds over the other side, but it's not completely surrounded. And this corner is one that I've had my eye on for a little while for a sort of dramatic castle-like thing. Anyway, yes, deed planner. I keep getting distracted, don't I? So, and if I've missed anybody else coming and joining chat, I'm sorry. Give me another wave. It's super easy for me to miss stuff. Although somehow I just did an exciting thing and I made the chat super tiny, and I don't know how I did it. There we go. Fixed it. Phew, that would have been awkward. So let me try and show you Deed Planner. Hey, can you see that? Hopefully you can. So this is the newer iteration of Deed Planner. The layout hasn't changed a great deal, but the UI's got a bit of a tidy up. So it looks a little bit different, but for anybody who was using the previous iteration of Deed Planner, the one that doesn't have bridges, this is not a massive change. Like I have not found sort of everything's moved into new places. All the controls work the same. So if that's what you were used to before, you should try the new one. I think we're up to 3.2, and 3.3 is when we're going to get bridges. So this is the new one. But as I say, it's mostly UI changes and some other kind of quality of life stuff and some tidying up in the background, and it's got more textures than the previous. But so this is kind of what we're working towards. And where I said you're going to have to sub some things in your mind. So, for example, where we've got wood walls up here, these are not going to be wood. These are going to be log walls of a type. These are going to be log T arches of a type. But because we don't have those textures in there for now, I've got to sub it in with other things. Likewise, this land here, this is not actually dug out. This is all platforms with the new docks expansion with the new docks stuff. So those are sandstone platforms rather than terraformed slope, which is important because it both affects what I can do on the shelf below, like how close I can build to it, but also it affects how high I can build. Because for anyone who hasn't tried building on supports yet, the height of the support is counted towards the total number of stories that you can build towards. So this right here, this is a drop of 160. Which means it's a little over 5 stories already. For anything that I'm building over the platform, I already have to count it as sort of, I think, 6 stories of build, and then it limits how high I could go above it. But we're not going, I think, as I said, like we're going like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7. So it should be all right. You just went mad crazy and made 12 frying pans. Are you going to be doing yourself a little hot food cooking grind, Dragon? So we're making use of some features here that I like. Like, for example, I really like certain unfinished building models for things. These are unfinished parapets, these nice little wavy lines. So some of these are going to remain unfinished. That's deliberate as an aesthetic choice. I use in my wildlife park unfinished palisade gates because you just get this sort of like nice frame, like frame gateway that you can use to kind of demarc entrances in gardens and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's what we're working on. We've got this road that I terraformed and tidied up the slope running down here. This road is going to carry on straight on through under the building so that you can pop out the other side. And round these corners, probably hitting everything along the way. So we've got this sort of like a balcony bit on the front, but actually the building properly on the ground floor at least starts 2 tiles back. And inside, if I show you as best I can, I tell you what, let's take it off that one so we haven't got the annoying little pips everywhere. We've got sort of 2 and 3 story open galleries across most of this building with some walkways going up. So again, where it's timber, that is actually going to be timber. where it's wood, that actually shouldn't be there. That looks like it's something that I've misclicked. Where you're seeing wood, though, for the most part, that's actually going to be log. So let's just fix that one, because that should be other way around. That should be one of those. So we've got this little kind of cross-shaped courtyard in the middle. I was originally considering putting the deed token in here, but actually I don't really want to shut it off. I want it to be more accessible. So it's just going to be a pretty little courtyard. I might plant a tree in there. But this courtyard goes all the way up. So it's sort of, you've got this nice kind of like open-topped space in the middle, which allows you to have windows, sort of dual aspect windows throughout much of it. There's some little secret passages and cubby holes designed into this, and some 2 to 3 story high gallery kind of areas. So we've got like a lounge area over here. We're going to have a sort of cooking / crafting space over here, where you've got access to, for anybody who's never done this, if I put storage on this floor and on this floor, if I position them right, I'll be able to access them from the ground floor. So it allows you to have multi-story storage going vertically so that you don't have to move to reach it. So there's lots of things like that. There's a nice sort of bedroom space planned somewhere on the upper floor. Where am I? I'm on the back. So we've got this nice three story open vaulted bedroom space with an open balcony and little sort of, I don't know, eve type things here on the sides, and some sort of like,
what's that you say?
Secret passageways and things up to higher balconies and stuff. Hello, Rock Lobster, how you doing? And a couple of balconies on the front. We've got a balcony on the side as well. And then this larger tower here and this smaller tower here, those are separate buildings, but these are going to have bridges that connect from the 2nd floor up to the 3rd floor. So you've got sort of flat bridges sloping up towards this building, connecting all 3 of these. So that's broadly what we're working towards. And I'm not under any illusions that we're going to finish it today, but I thought we could make a pretty good start on it. It might all go chaotically, horribly wrong when you watch me trying to live plan and start a bunch of things while also streaming and talking, and also keeping an eye on like local and making sure everybody's got the stuff that they need, and who knows, we'll see. Hello Samwise, how you doing? So let me turn that one back off. We'll go back to Wurm and see how they're doing. So as I said before, these plain stone walls, these are going to be rendered, because rendered walls actually tone in really nicely with sandstone, and this build design uses the rendered walls as sort of like accent stripes up the middle of an otherwise sandstone build. And it's going to be a little bit of an experiment in sort of like mixed material stuff. I have temporarily made all these lovely folks members of the deed to try and make managing perms issues as easy as possible, because of course that's hello. That's always an issue when you're trying to do some kind of a co-build, a community build. So to save me going and opening up the perms window all the time, anybody who isn't already part of a deed on Exodus is just getting added to the village for tonight. Does Cair Paravel need a champion mountain lion when it's done? Well, you know what, it might Tantail, it mightn't it? Certainly, I think it warrants a nice rare mountain lion statue somewhere, maybe one that's been size ruined up a little bit. I don't think even with clever nesting I can give it a mane, though, sadly. But maybe maybe that's what needs to go in the middle. Maybe we need like the stone table or something. I don't know. So it wasn't meant to be Narnia themed, this deed. It was just I had the spot held before under a different, like just under a holding name, and I let the deed drop because I was sort of tired of waiting for the docs to come out, and I was struggling to to get inspiration about what I was going to do with it. And then docs came out, and then I was like, oh, you know what, I do still want to do something there. So I went and I re-deeded it, but when I got the deed down, it was like, I don't know, 2 a.m. or something, and I just got the sizing right. And if any of you have ever done this, if you're the sort of people who drop deeds all over the place, like 2 a.m. in the morning, I had just like, I'd been tweaking all of the perimeter and things, like trying to figure out exactly how much space I could cover, how much space I needed to cover. When I start new deeds like this that are sort of prospective deeds, I tend to go for a slightly smaller deed but a bigger perimeter so that I can get a wider view on it in deed planner and things. And anyway, so I got through all of that, and then I got to the final screen. It's like, what do you want to call your deed? And I was like, oh fuck, I hadn't even thought about that. I was just like, I was like, oh, well. But it's sort of this kind of this cliff face that I wanted to build up. I don't know, it gave me some Cair Paravel vibes when I was thinking about it. I thought it might be a nice one to build in sandstone here. And for anybody who doesn't know what the hell we're referencing, Cair Paravel was sort of like the seat of the royal the royal family and sort of like the throne rooms of Narnia in C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia. And Cair Paravel itself was meant to be I think at the edge of a river, but it's actually by the Eastern Sea. But it opens, it opens out into water. It's at the end of a river. It's up high on a hill with, I think they talk about gleaming marble, but in every depiction of Cair Paravel I've ever seen, it looks distinctly sandstony. Narnia, the G is silent. So the slave workforce have had a bit of a chat. I'm not yodeling. I am not yodeling. I don't even think I could yodel Calvert, but if you want to, if you want to hop on the Discord voice chat and yodel for everybody on my behalf, I'm quite happy to turn on the co-host's voice chat for you. We know any slave songs we can hum? No. Hi ho. See now, yeah, good dwarfing songs. Good dwarfing songs. Which reminds me, hang on, somewhere here. Calvert, you know that thing that you were asking me about earlier? I went and did a little bit of research, and I'll paste you a summary in Discord because it'll save spamming everybody here. But I nearly forgot to do that. So let's do that. Right. They're making excellent progress. The sun's going down, I think. Is the sun going down or is the sun... Where is the sun? Surely the sun's going down. Yes, the sun's going down. I did bring a load of lamps over, but I haven't yet set them up. And what I might do is just go and put a bunch of lamps around so we've got some light to work through the night by. Did you like it, Calvert? I thought you would. We have Discord. Yes. I do have a Discord channel for this dragon. That's not where I've just put Calvert's thing. But yeah, we for when I stream with guests, we've got a Discord. We've got an audio streaming channel in there, but also just for anybody who wants to come and hang out with the people who watch this stream. We've got quite a community going there, so anybody can go and join the Discord. And then it's also got sort of like audio channels and things for the people that I stream with, so that we've got an easy access channel for co-hosts to go streaming. So yeah, if anybody's not in the Discord and you want to come hang out with us and just chat about stuff, there's a little crafting corner in there. There's all sorts. What was I doing? Lamps. I came for lamps. You can sing along to that song. Wait, which song? Mima's which song? Whistle while you work. Very good. Lamps. Now the question is, have I actually filled any of these? Because I wasn't bright enough to bring tar. I think the gold ones are probably filled. But I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? And then I might actually, go and help with the build. So what's everybody else doing this weekend? If you're not castle building, but you're in Wurm, what are you doing? And if you're not in Wurm, what are you doing besides? What are you playing at the moment? Oh, look at Jackal. It's huge. Huge. How long would a lamp filled with tar be lit? I would say usually about a week if it's not been on deed, but if it's on deed, they don't go out. And these lamps came from a previous deed of mine, which is why I'm hoping they've still got enough. But we'll see, won't we? So, is it going to have... Oh, this one contains no oil. Can you just examine them to see if they contain any oil? I feel like it's only when I try and put things in them that it tells me. All right, I've got another plan. While my work party, that's a nicer term for it, isn't it? While my work party slave away, I'm just going to zoom, back to Thorspring, grab some tar, because those braziers are not going to be enough light to work by, not properly, and I don't want anybody complaining about, you know, eye strain or anything. Ruffle, you can bring some tar. Are you nearly here then? Are you on your way? Oh, Mimas, I slipped up, did I? Okay, right. Ruffle's going to bring some tar. Thanks, Ruffle. She's on her way. Thank you. No voice channel. So yeah, so we don't have a general voice channel in there. I run my voice ragged, just streaming anyway. We've got voice channels just for the people that I co-stream with, for different purposes. But no, but the Discord is for the most part just text chat channels. I mean, we could have a voice chat channel if people wanted it, but I tend to think that most people are probably quite shy about going into voice channels. Like, I don't really see the ones in the Wurm, like the official Wurm Discord used. Do people use those more generally? Like occasionally at Impelongs and things, I see people in voice channels, but a lot of people seem to shy away from them. It can be quite hard to actually get conversations going in voice channels, in my experience. So I'm just gonna pop a few of these around and secure them anywhere at all, so that we can go and fill them and light them when Ruffle gets here. You guys are doing great. Excellent work. Well done. Voice channels on public servers are scary. Well, they are a bit beta, right? Like, if you already know someone who's in them, or if you know, like, all the people who are in them, then they're not so scary. But on a public channel, you know, the chances are you maybe don't know who else might go in there, and you don't quite know what you're going to be faced with. And I think that's probably one of the reasons that they don't tend to see so much use. Maybe on more kind of closed circle type servers, maybe then they're better used when it's largely a community that do kind of all know each other. You've got a voice channel for your deed, April, but you wouldn't go in a public one. Yeah. I wonder as well, I don't want to say I don't want to say that this is like is going to be a gendered thing, but I suspect that female players are also a lot less likely to step into a public voice channel than male players are broadly. Like, I'm sure that, you know, I'm sure there's exceptions to that, and they'll but women in gaming spaces, when they are revealed as women or female presenting, often have some quite uncomfortable experiences having done that. So you tend to find that female gamers are less comfortable stepping into those kinds of spaces unless it is in a very closed community. Can you cook more than fried meat in a frying pan? Yes, if you put other ingredients in, you can cook all sorts of things in a frying pan. Speaking of which, for anybody who missed it earlier, there's a barrel in the middle with water in, and it's also got some breakfasts in for anybody who needs to eat. So please do nibble as you go. I ought to eat something as well. I think I've still got some sandwich left in mine. You don't do voice channels, is that why you don't do voice channels, Calvert? I mean, Calvert famously, until I came along and just ruined his channel, Calvert was sort of like, you know, everybody's go-to ASMR streamer with those gravelly, dulcet tones. I don't think they were going to sleep, Calvert. I think they were just, like, in their chill space. So let's drink and let's eat. And then let's get off my horse and actually do some building. It's because you do streams at our bedtimes. Well, that too. Yeah. So I was going to pop my horse somewhere. Let's pop that over here. Go and muck in. So how far off complete are we? Because as soon as... Let me go and do some stuff on this side. Because once, as I say, once we've got the building itself complete, once all of the exterior walls are done, then I've got to leap into planning mode before anybody can do anything else. That one's stone. That's sandstone. That's sandstone. This is going to be one that I need to bring stone to, isn't it? But until we actually get that up, there's no more planning that I can do, really. Let's just drop those there for now. So 19, some of those. Hello again, memers. I see you. I'm still not fooled. It's the pumpkins giving you away. That one looks actually mostly finished. Stone wall plan. After all that, is that going to be a sandstone one? It is going to be sandstone. Look at that. I think that one is plain stone, maybe. Also, like doing mixed media builds, if you like, throws up some more of Wurm's many beautiful inconsistencies, like that sandstone walls, when planned, have a stone wall plan, but plain stone walls have a wooden wall plan. And I've no idea why. It just... Who knows? But it was throwing me through a loop earlier because I kept wheeling round and being like, wait, I'm sure I planned that wall. They just have a different plan type, apparently. Ruffle, yeah, so we're up the hill at the big castle build. I can see we got Ruffle. See, we got Ruffle honking in team. Oh, in fact, we've already got her in team. There we go. You've got rare dirts memes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Memes, if you just want to drop them on the floor, as in drop as a pile on the floor, I will pick them up and scoop them away somewhere later, and that way they won't actually get swept in with other stuff. So let me just do this till I run out of bricks, then I'll go fill those lamps, and then I'll get the last few bricks for this. Oh, so Ruffle, you're an ally, so you should already have perms on the building, I think. Pick a stretch of walls that haven't yet been done. Open up one of the nearby boxes. So the boxes all around the outside are labelled sandstone building crate and stone building crate, and are broadly positioned near the walls where they're going to need to be done. But there's also some more general supplies in the middle, so if you need fence bars, those are in the everything else BSB, which is somewhere in the middle. And I've got mortar and sandstone bricks and other things there to top up these when they get emptied. What am I doing? Oh, I've run out of stone bricks. Go and get those in a minute, but first let's go and fill and light those lamps before I forget to do that. So, oh, hello, Wolf. See, now Wolf nearly had me for a minute there. Where else did I put lamps? Fill that one. It is a very good time to punk me. I was here with my freebie alt with no armor on the other day, and we have a champion hellhound mission on Exodus at the moment, or at least we did, unless it's now finished. No, we still do. And a champion hellhound just rocked down the hill and started taking bites out of my alt. That was awkward. They survived. Just. Oh, Tan, you're on your way as well. Super. Is that all of the ones I put down? I think I've already done that one. I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? Let there be light. Oh, And I'll go back and finish my wall. I might actually use gold lamps here as well. I don't know. The gold hanging lamps don't put out a whole lot of light, but I do quite like them. I don't get on with the silver lamps so much, but the gold lamps give a nice kind of warm glow. I think actually I probably didn't do that. And some of these have been dyed with green, so actually some of these are going to give out an eerie green glow because they came from the Gloaming Sanctum, which is sort of my spoopy little Feywild-like island deed over on release. Stick some of these around the middle, because I didn't actually like this bit as well. Fill all of those. That one. Oh, I hate it. I hate that Zed fighting. And with some walls, you can do something about it, but you can't, unfortunately, with the corner arches. Much to my dismay. Did I also... Wait, did you also catch Cooties off Calvert? Who's caught Cooties off Calvert? Good news, folks. Moomin now wears pants. Congratulations, Moomin. Only pants, though, right? Just pants. There we go. Right. I needed some more stone bricks to finish that bit that I was on, didn't I? So, another 5 of those. Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey. Thank you for the tar ruffle. Only pants. No. No. Now let's get this one back on my crafting window. Like proper pants. We love pants. There we go. Do you know what? I really love the little tink 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 of trowels. Like, I like the sounds of masonry builds, which you kind of have to if you build as much as I do. And I forgot all about my tea again. Whoops. Pants and 1 sleeve, Moomin. I mean, they're more like pantaloons, really, aren't they? Without the boots. They look a little bit... This is Moomin. The reason that Moomin is here in only pantaloons and 1 sleeve is because Moomin is an NFI player and we are on the Southern Freedom Isles. So we're coming along. Let's do... What have we got here? Come and put this one. So yeah, at the moment, despite the very chaotic start with all of the tech issues, at the moment this is going smoothly. I think it is about to get a lot less smooth when it comes to the next stages, but we'll see. You offered to clothe him, but he prefers to be naked. Oh, knitted underwear, Myra. Do you know what? Even the softest yarn, I'm not sure I would want it next to my most sensitive bits. Like, it makes my skin itch just thinking about it. But I am quite sensitive to wool, in fairness. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx what? You love the sound of blacksmith imping. Yeah. Do you know what? I really like it when I'm at Impelungs. I like the sound of everybody imping away at Impelungs. Like, I find that I've got a lot of good associations with it, probably because of Impelungs. Naked makes you agile. Okay, but why is pants good? Because they're most likely to hit you in your chest. Surely, if you were going to clothe anything, you'd put your jacket on but leave your pants off. No? Is that just me? Remus reckons pants is good. The hammer to anvil clink. Yeah. It is nice and chill, isn't it? And then somebody spawns something in the arena, and then everything is just everything is just roars and squeals, and then I have to turn my sound back down. Memers, we can have a man running around pantsless? I don't think that correction was needed. We can have a man running around pantsless. Unless somebody's got a spyglass down at ESERT, I'm sure Moomin's dignity will be mostly intact. Freebird Crimson. No. No. Rabbit wool. I'm not sure I want to ask about rabbit wool, Robbie. I'm assuming that's not just shorn off live rabbits. I'm sorry, guys. I know I've missed a load of stuff in chat. Oh, Angora rabbits. I don't know. Isn't Angora kind of like? Also, I thought Angora was goats. Look at me. I'm being so useless. Logs and pegs. You know what? I can do that one because I haven't put the materials near that one. So let's drop those back. 6 logs, 14 pegs. That one I can do. Maybe. If I can find the everything else box. There it is. Pegs. Pegs. And somewhere over here, logs. Can't even remember how many logs I said I needed now, but never mind. I'll do. I could hand out some yellow potions if you all want to be something fancy. No guarantees about what you get to be, though. It was indeed 6 logs. Yeah. You like leatherworking, but cloth tailoring isn't as fun. And there aren't really, like, I mean, there are some sounds associated with the tailoring ones, right? Wait, what's Wolf done? Wait, where's Wolf? What am I missing? Hello, Calvert. You're, you are looking older these days, you know, you're right. Look at those wrinkles around the eyes. Looks like you could do with going to the dentist as well. I'd be worried about those fangs of yours. Woo! Is that me? That is me. I was like, what is this banging? Okay. We must be nearly at the end. So this is, although I prefer the rustic wood walls, I've elected to go for the plain walls, the plain log ones where I'm using log stuff in this, because I'm predominantly going to be using it for the double T arches, and whatever the log type you go for, the arches and like the uprights are all in the plain log wall, like in that stripped back look anyway. So I thought, rather than introduce 2 new textures with the rustic logs and then the stripped back logs, that's why I've gone for actual logs for this one. Right, we've got 2 walls left back there. These ones have all been done, but they're the wrong way around, so let's rotate these. On the plus side, that does mean that we're not going to have that Z fighting here. We are still going to get it on those inner corners, though. But for the most part, I might be lucky, and that might be covered by other walls. So let's rotate those. I don't know, Wolf. I just, like, Moomin laughed at you in local, and I was like, what did Wolf do? But then I turned around and got distracted by Calvert's schnoz. And that was that. So, is that all of the walls, all of the exterior walls now complete? I think it is. So everybody grab, how much clay is it we need? Is it 10 or is it 20? Everybody grab like 20 clay and combine it in your inventory. Maybe it's only 10. How much do we need to render walls? Somebody try with 10 maybe. And go and grab yourself a plain stone wall. See, and now Mimas is doing it. You guys are throwing me off. Go and grab a plain stone wall and just render it for me, would you? Because what I now need to do is I need to do that thing where I was like, this is going to get chaotic. Because I need to put some of this stuff down and I need to go and start hurriedly planning more walls for these guys to continue with. But actually what I'm going to do first is I'm going to plan the floors. So there's me everything else one. Tar can go in there for now. So let's plan some floors because we can start doing those at least all of the ground. Whoops. Nope. What? You must destroy any adjacent walls before removing this part of the building. It's okay, it's just because I clicked on the wrong thing. Thank goodness for that. Also, does anybody know why or if you have a priest, foe and Venora priests shouldn't be able to destroy buildings, but mag priests don't have that restriction according to the wiki. But my mag priest had to go unfaithful to try and destroy a platform, and I don't know if that's a bug because the platforms aren't counting for mag priests when they should be, or if it's actually that mag priests also can't destroy buildings. But I thought they could. If anybody knows. Myra sent Moomin some underwear on Discord. Is it some knitted underwear, Myra? So all of these floors that I'm planning, anybody who has run out of walls to render, grab some planks and small nails. These are all just going to be wooden floors. And then I will get started on some of the interior walls. Floor below, floor below, floor below. Floors, floors. I should have delegated some floor planning permissions, shouldn't I? Never mind, it won't take long. So, thanks, Myra. We'll see if they fit. Can you render the walls? Yes, Mimas. You should all be able to, although I think they've all been done now. There's interior. There's 4 interior walls, these arches in the middle, that also need rendering. But yes, anywhere you see plain stone walls in this, we are then going to render them. So you can render as you go if you want. They are stretchy. You figure it's the platforms not being considered actual buildings. Yeah, because mag priests should be able to destroy. And the game seems to be a little bit funny about when it counts them as having building perms and when it doesn't. Because I shall show you in a moment something else which has a bit of an anomaly that seems to have come in with platforms. Which I think is a bug that they'll fix, but we found a lot of things like that where it doesn't quite work with the code, right? There's no ones here. This is going to be a road through, so I only need to take them as far as here. Plan floor. I think that's all of them. Floor below. So that's the floors. Yeah, just wooden floors. Wood trim. Oh, shit. I didn't do them as plain stone, did I? What do I need? Pliers. Let's have a look. Is it pliers that you used to change them? I swear I had pliers. There we go, pliers. Right. Remove decorations. Here we go. There we go. Fixing them for you. My bad. 2. For anybody else, if you've been trying to make rendered walls and you do this, you can just use pliers to change the wall type between. It only works between stone walls and plain stone walls, but the rendered type has to be on plain stone walls. Remove decorations. Were all of the others plain though? Was it just these interior ones that were that were dodgy. Yeah, it looks like all of the others are done. Okay, so as I was saying, other strange things with platforms. I've taken down most of the examples now, but I managed to get floating bridges, and that down there, that is a floating bridge. Called for science. I haven't been able to base jump down onto it, and if I had thought about this beforehand, I'd have put it one step closer to here so I could, to see if it does actually still count as, because you can walk right through it. I don't know if the surface still counts as a surface. You can't disembark onto it. I don't think you could disembark onto bridges anyway unless you're already on the bridge, but I wouldn't swear to that. But if you attach bridges to platforms, which you can, and you destroy the platform, it does not destroy the bridge with it. Whereas if you were attaching a bridge to a building, destroying the corresponding building would also destroy the bridge. So bridges are behaving a little bit weirdly with platforms at the moment. I don't think that's as intended. And if you had attached a bridge to land, you therefore wouldn't be able to destroy or terraform the land that the bridge was attached to without first destroying the bridge. So this is a little bit of an anomaly. I built 2 platforms, I built a bridge between them, and then I destroyed them both to test it. Because I had already had a bridge connected to a platform and found that I could have one end of the bridge hanging. And I wanted to test if the second one was. But as I say, I don't know if you can actually still land on it as a bridge, but it's just floating down there by itself. And I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be. Yeah, I think it is a platform thing, April. I mean, I could, in fact, tell you what, my mag priest is just back at the start town, so he's not far, but he's a little bit further than I can be bothered to run him over right now to test. But I think it is a platforms thing, because I've had him as Mayor of Deeds before, and I always get my mayor destroying things, because they get a significant bonus to the damage they do to destroy stuff on their own deed. And I'd made him the mayor of this one, and then I found out that he couldn't destroy. It wasn't even a finished support. It was a plan for a support that had nothing added to it, and he couldn't destroy it without going unfaithful. So I think it's something specifically about platforms that just hasn't yet come out in the wash. But right, I need to get back to planning stuff. So bear with me a second. I'm not gonna be able to look at chat so much. Well, I might be able to look at chat while I do this, but please just bear with me, because I need to now get the next load of things up in place so that we can continue to build. So that means, for example, hang on, make sure I get this right. So we're going to have wall plans all along here.
Meh. Brr.
Have you found some sheep ruffle, or were you just doing a little celebratory? Meh. Plan wall there, plan wall there, there, there and there. And I think I'm going to have to add to them as I go round, otherwise the chances are I'm just going to miss some that are supposed to be being added to. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 5 lots of fence bars to do these. And then some bricks and mortar to just start those going. Because for side arches, for anybody that doesn't know, the first thing that you have to use to build a side arch is not a brick and a mortar. It's a fence bar to start the walls. And I can also start those fences as well. Now, where did I put my bricks? Bricks, bricks, bricks. That's stone. Where's my sandstone? There's my sandstone. I know what I'm doing, kind of, sort of. Right, so 10 of those. 10 of those. Oh, hello Jake, how you doing? We're castle building on your server right now. Hello Bun! Has somebody got Bun into the team? I can see him in local, but I don't know if he's yet up top. Bun, you should already have perms set up for up here for in the building as well, but let me know if you don't. Calvert's still looking a bit peaky over there. Right, so let's have a look. So this one's going to be narrow. Going to build. It would help if I had a trowel, wouldn't it? So sandstone, narrow window there. Same at the other end, and then these are going to be big, wide open arches. So sandstone. I never know whether it should be the left or the right arch. I don't know how the game decides which one it is. I frequently just end up having to go and turn them around anyway. If anybody does know. Jake, you've just shipped 33 crates of slate bricks and mortar to clad the next 60 tiles of dock. Wow. Yikes. Wait, what do you mean clad? Oh, do you mean as in like because you're building slate brick supports out? What was that? That was a T, so that one's going to be right arch. And then that one's going to be sandstone narrow window. You're cladding the 300 slope. Okay. Then I think it's sort of reflected on this side as well. So we're going to have narrow window here, sandstone, narrow one, sandstone, arch left, double door in the middle, sandstone double door, another arch just here, and another narrow window just here. As you can see, we're not going to get even halfway through this build, but at least we'll make a good start on it. Narrow window there. 99 bricks, 99 bricks, 16 mortar and 2 slabs per support. Yeah. The supports that I was building down here I think were more or less that. Some of them were a little bit shorter, but so these are all supports.
Goblin Glee.
And I think the furthest one, which was about 300 slope or just shy of that, was that. These ones were only 150, so these were significantly less. Planks and nails in the everything else BSB. Yes. Yes. Bun. There's Bun. Have we teamed Bun? We have teamed Bun. No, I don't want your marrow, Bun. You put your marrow away or give it to Calvert. Okay. So what else have I got to do around here? We need... Tell you what, I'm going to go and just drop these for a second over here and do the fences, start the fences on the front. So we've got rounded stone accents on this building, even though the building is sandstone. 5, 6, 7. I'm using rounded stone parapets. And I'm hoping it's going to look okay because it's not a combination I've ever seen before, and it's not one that I would have thought to try before. It was sort of a bit of an accident trying it, and then I actually quite liked it. But when I do fences on builds, and sometimes on animal pens as well, I tend to favour chain fences because they are the lowest fence you can get that still stops people going past or stops animals coming out. So I tend to use them a lot because it doesn't obstruct your view. And I end up using them in builds a lot as well, so I get through so many chain links. Oh crap, fence building. Do you know, this is another inconsistency which I'm sure has very good reasons for somewhere in the code, but that you can build walls whilst moving and build adjacent to walls, but you've got to be stood directly in front of fences to do those. As you can see, I am not the fastest planner when I'm also talking. Like, I can do it super fast when I'm concentrating, but it's really, really slowed down when I'm trying to do it on stream. Fence, rounded stone, fence. And one more, just there. And one there. Rounded stone, fence. Calvert upgrading from carrots to marrows. Well, no, but the problem is every time Calvert comes out with a carrot, recently, Bun has appeared with the marrow. They're out vegetabling one another. I think if I go and get some more fence bars, we are going to go through a lot of fence bars. Oh, that's going to bug me. But that's all right, because we're going to have another wall here. Maybe I'll plan those next. We're going to go through so many fence bars here, because another thing that I'm a big fan of in builds is high fences in side arches and T-arches. I like them a lot, and I use them a lot. So let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12? 12? Let's try 12. Is it going to let me plan fences in these before we've actually finished building the walls, though? I'm not sure if it will. I think I might have to complete, we might have to complete the wall first. So that's all right, we'll come back to those. Now, somewhere here I dropped. Aha! A load of bricks and mortar. So, onto the interior. Let's have a look-see. So we're going to have... Oh, you know what? I am going to need those for these, because I'm going to need them for the side arches. Jake! See, we've now got Jake in local as well. That was gross. That was right in my ear, Jake. Yeah, not that kind of marrow, unfortunately. That would be the nicer one, wouldn't it? So, what am I doing? Planning wall. Oh, planning walls. That's why I can't add anything to it. What's left? Build sandstone arch. Right. And these are going to go all the way around here, much the same. So you've got this sort of like grated opening onto the interior garden. Makes for nice big windows where we lack nice big kind of windows. That's where I end up using a lot of fence bars for things. But we don't have marrows in Wurm. No, they're cucumbers, but they look like marrows. Let's be honest, they're pretty funky looking cucumbers. Look at it. Oh, horrifying. Horrifying. Has to be covered up. Plan a wall there. Plan a wall over there. Oh. Plan wall, plan wall. Build, sandstone, arch. One of these. Cucumbers are still an upgrade from... They are. Have you seen cucumbers put, like... Did you see the Rockcliffe Gala stream that I did a few weeks ago, where we were all transformed into bunnies, and most of us had carrots. And unfortunately, when you have a carrot equipped in your hand and you're in bunny form, it puts it rather rudely between your legs instead of in your little bunny hands. And I think that's where it began, because Bun decided to equip a cucumber, and it's just been a thing ever since then, but it certainly looked like a marrow. They are bigger, for sure, and knobblier as well. Okay. Well, I'm sure there's still some more interior walls that I haven't yet done, so let me just go and have a look-see. Yep, there's a bunch there. Okay. So which side am I on? I'm currently on the back. Pretty sure. Careful, guys, when you come and plan these walls. To be honest, it's probably all right until we actually put the fences in. Because... Ooh, hang on. I might have cocked something up here. Only slightly. But I feel like there aren't actually Oh, I have done something wrong. Right. I'm going to go over here and think about what I've done and just log the mayor on to just take 2 of those wall plans back down and redo them. Hello, Jake. Meanwhile, let's plan some stuff over here. Crim knows what she's doing. Kind of, sort of. That's what I get for being distracted. You alright, Jake? Crim has made an error. We're not tearing the whole thing down.
Nobody saw that, right?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just going to do a couple of little walls, a bit of a bonk. Just over here. Unfortunately, that's 2 fence bars I'm not getting back, but, you know. Destroy wall. I'll go do the other one. So, what am I actually doing over on this side? This is going to be the kitchen / crafting space that I'm in over here. And I think for this one, this is going to be a T-arch. And sandstone. Build, sandstone, sandstone, T-arch. That's going to be a plain wall. That's going to be a plain wall, and then we're going to have an arch over there. Plan wall, plan wall. See, you know what? I'm not going to end up building any of this. Probably. Also, oh, that's one I've just added, that's why. I suddenly thought I had bashed the wrong wall. But I didn't. We're all good. We're all good. Did I? Do you know what? I'm lost in my own building already. Right, good. Yes, I took down the right plan. We're all good. We're all good. Now I'm going to take down the other one. It's fine. It's fine. This is what I meant about it turning into fucking chaos. Right, so build sandstone wall over here. Sandstone wall over here. This is why you need deed planner for complex builds, right? Because you can wing it when you're doing smaller builds, or if you're willing to lose materials along the way by experimenting, you can wing it with slightly more complex ones. But if you're going for a complex build, I mean, there is kind of a throne room. I just don't know if I actually want to put a throne room in here, but I agree that it's, like, is it really Cair Paravel if it doesn't have a throne room? And then I think this one here, this is a little boxed-in corner, essentially like a little bit of an elevator, but not the fun kind of elevator that we've put in other buildings. This is the far less fun kind. You wing it all the time, do you, Jake? Okay. So we're going to have a plain wall here. Build. I say plain wall a lot when what I actually mean is just a sandstone wall. I don't actually mean plain stone wall. So if anybody's watching me build these and being like, she said a plain wall and now she's putting sandstone, that's just me waffling to myself, so don't mind me. And that's going to be a door. Let's go and fix those 2 that my alt has just taken back down. Because these are also... Oh, I'm out of bricks. I'm out of bricks. Where's my nearest building box? That one? Yeah. Tell you what is odd though, is I'm getting the sound twice, I've just realised. For when my let's just turn my alt's worm sounds off. I was getting an echo on the trowel sounds and I was like, what this? What? I'd say it's sneaky, but it's not sneaky at all because I saw you and I walked right past you. Sandstone wall. Then plan a wall over here. And we're going to build a sandstone wall over here too. Good. Right, back on track. Kind of, sort of. Did I add something to this one? Nope, markers for a new structure. So this is also going to be a sandstone wall, which is why, that's what I was trying to say, guys. So the ones in the corner back here that have got the 2 braziers in, don't box yourself into them, because there's no way out of them on this floor, which I guess means we should do the ladders in them first before we close them off. So actually, let me plan floor, ladder. Let's build those ladders first, and then we can box them in. And then I'll go and put the remaining walls on. So we've got this kind of this corridor bit over here. Going so slowly carrying all this shit. Corridor here with a crafting room in there. Let's have a look. What else we've got? Then if we do the main atrium on the front, once the guys have done these side arches here, we're then also going to put fences, high fences in these. So, for example, over here, we're going to put... Did I? Hang on a minute. Bear with me. Just... Should that? Yes, that should have been sandstone. Good. Phew. I thought I'd messed something up there. Yes, we're going to put high fences in these. Sandstone high iron fence to actually close this in. And over here, sandstone high iron fence. You still got your skulls on? Yes. Yes. Remodeling your docks with the new docks was a test of your patience. Yeah, I bet it was. And I mean, that's the trouble, right? Even if you are somebody who tends to plan quite meticulously, indeed planner, which I am, you know, we don't have any way to do the supports bit in there. So let's rotate that and start planning fences in these as well. Sandstone, high iron fence, sandstone, high iron fence. That one's already the right way round. That one's not yet been built. Might wait for the rest of those to be finished while I crawl around. Also, I see we're packing all the grass in here. That's my bad. I accidentally cultivated it all earlier, and then I was like, oh no, shit, that was meant to be grass. But I can come and fix it another time. So right, yes, so atrium, which means for the atrium bit of the build, this is where we've got our like three-story high stairways. So starting with, we've got some standalone. I'm not going to be able to do it because there isn't a wall in place there, but there is one here. Plan. Oh, I can never remember. It's from the bottom as you're looking up, right? When you're planning staircases. Pretty sure that's right. Slap redeem. There was a slap redeem. I'm sorry. Thank you for... I'm just going to go over here at a snail's pace before Calvert snails away equally slowly. Slap redeemed. Wood, yes, it's all wood interior, bun. So wood floors, wood ceilings, wood openings where I've got them. I'll go and plan the rest of the ceilings as well soon so we can start with those. I was just going to try and get these stairs started. So what was I doing? From the bottom as you're looking up, so this should be a right staircase. Why can't I see right staircase? And it frustrates me no end that it doesn't actually show you, like, when you plan a staircase on one side or the other, the plan doesn't show you. So what do I need to start staircases? Because I'd better actually start those because there's going to be 2 options once we start them. Let's have a look. Everything else. Just going to drop these for a second because they're weighing me down a lot. So I'm going to need small nails, large nails, shafts and planks, I think. Let's see if I've missed anything though. Shafts. That might be enough. When you're doing spiral staircases, then you also need bricks. So we want standalone ones on this floor, on the upper floor. We're then going to have the not standalone versions. Plan floor. So this should be a left staircase, I think. Somebody's going to build these and then I'm going to find that I did the wrong one, aren't I? It's going to be on me if so. Add to crafting window. That's also going to be a standalone. The one directly above me is going to be open. So we're going to build scaffolding here. And when I talk about scaffolding, what I mean is ladders, because ladders are the lowest resource cost for a temporary floor that you're later going to chop down. These are also going to be scaffolding. So ladders, ladders, and ladders. All scaffolding all the time for all of those. I'm just going to go and grab my materials and finish doing some of those fences that I was planning now that these are done. So get my trowel back out. See what I mean? It gets so complicated. And it would be a lot more complicated if we were all trying to do both the planning and the building. Like, even if everybody else had this version of Deed Planner and had it available, it can get quite chaotic. So if you are ever trying to do a build with people, I heartily recommend having one person do the planning, following the plan, preferably not on stream, because that makes it just that much more confusing. One person doing the planning and starting each wall with just one material. Because if you have multiple people trying to do it, it can just get so much more confusing. Sandstone high iron fence, and that needs to be turned around. As does that. Thought I'd already rotated that one. Maybe I saw it and didn't. I didn't actually plan the stairs. Oh, did I not have mats? Bugger. So what did it tell me I needed? Hang on. No, I did. I did for that one. Did I not for this one? Add to crafting. Oh. What was I short of? Nails. Did I not? Oh, crap. Did I keep adding to this one instead of actually planning the other one? Maybe I used up all my planks and shafts doing that because I don't seem to be carrying them. Yeah. Hello, Frosted Rainbow. How you doing? Right. Sorry, guys. Let me just try that one again. Thanks for spotting that, Myra, because I clearly hadn't. All right. Let's try that one again. We're playing a game called Wurm Online, which is a indie sort of sandbox survival MMO that has been going for almost 20 years now. It is the closest thing to a true sandbox game I think all of us have ever found. Like, it's one of the things that you can say for Wurm. Like, it is it's an indie game. It's run by a very, very small dev team. It is not on the sort of the scale of MMOs, of the kind of ones that you might be used to. So it's a small player base. A lot of it is run on volunteer energy, and there's a small paid dev team who have been lovingly tending and giving it updates and new content and tweaks and things over the past 20 years and are still going strong. And we are all addicts.
Yes.
Which is why some of us have been here for 20 years, some of us have been here for a decade or so. Yeah, as Beezer says, with one of the most kind of deep crafting systems. Like, it's very, very bitty. It is a very slow game. It takes a long time to create things, to build things, to gain skills. So it is not for everybody. It is very much a kind of a niche, and either it'll be your jam and it'll get its hooks into you, or you will find it just much too slow for your liking. Did I still not rotate that goddamn wall? Right, there we go. Wall rotated. Think I've now started planning that one. Yes, I have. Good. Yeah, you can. So you can come and give it a try for free. You can only get so far. Your skills get capped at a point as a free-to-play character, where sort of if you like it and you want to progress, you would want to pay a subscription. But there are ways in-game to forage up or find or to earn silver off other players through like the in-game economy. So there are ways to play it without paying out of pocket. But you were wondering who was fixing that arch. I was fixing it. Yeah. Cormy's 13 years for you. Yep. Yep. I think we've got, like, in this building party that we've got here, because we are Frosted Rainbow, we're building a castle. We're building a castle, and this is the kind of thing which takes thousands of materials, and for one person building alone takes days generally. Even with a building party, it's still going to take days. Some builds take people weeks or more. Like, this is a pretty significant build, and we're not even going to come close to finishing it tonight. We're only on the ground floor, and it is big. But yeah, it's sort of there's a lot of different kinds of ways that you can play and enjoy this game. One of them is sort of like base building and crafting, that kind of stuff. That one also needs rotating. But because it's a very complex crafting and build system, I'm going around literally just planning the walls so that the other people here can build them, because we would make so many mistakes trying to do it any other way. Okay, there we go. So have I already... Yes, I've already selected what that one should be. That one's already been built. Stairs in there have been built, so I can close off this wall. So this one is going to be another sandstone wall, which will effectively box in that corner. And that ladder's been built, so I can do the same on this side as well. Yeah, so we're building... Ruffles' skills look like she had a 15-year break. Yeah, so we're building quite a substantially sized castle on a deed that is currently lovingly called Cair Paravel. So we're building a castle that's going to look like, have some allusions to the Cair Paravel of fiction. And I've got a variety of very skilled toons, most of whom don't live on this server at all. Calvert's a local. Calvert and I live on a deed quite close by on this server. But we've got some toons here from the Northern Freedom Isles, which is an entirely different cluster. So, and some toons from other servers on the Southern Freedom Isles. So, so we've got some community here, coming and helping me do these builds, for which I am very, very grateful. Do you know what? It looks like I planned every single one of these arches the wrong way around. So whatever my instinct is about which way the arches go, I should clearly just do the opposite. I don't think there's been one that I haven't had to turn yet. I'm waiting for you guys to make one of these fences and for it to turn out that I planned a gate there by mistake. It's going to happen sooner or later. Let's pinch them out of there. How is it that I've got more mortar left than I've got bricks? Oh, because I've been doing fences, that's why. That's why. So that one can rotate. What do you mean I'm too far away? Maybe that's why I wasn't able to... Woo! There we go. Fence, 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 sandstone, high iron fence. And when I've stopped crawling around, I'm going to go and plan the rest of those floors, because I'm conscious that you guys are running out of things to do, because you build much faster than I can plan. Fence, sandstone, high iron fence, one there too. Right, tell you what, let me drop all of these for a bit. And I'm going to plan these floors, but I'm not going to start them, because if I'm planning them, they're all wood. They're all wood, so you can just go nuts once I've figured out if it's going to be a scaffolding floor or an actual floor. Is there like PvP and PvE? Yes, there are some PvP servers. The majority of the game is PvE, though. There are some PvP servers, but it tends to be a much, much smaller part of the player base that play that. You think it's the direction that you look in? Well, I thought that as well, April. So I was planning left ones when I wanted it to go for you guys, like that way, like going left and going right. But it seems, I don't know, I still don't know, to be honest, why they haven't just made it a side arch, given that they're rotatable anyway. Fucking knows. Right, let me go look and see what I can do in terms of these ceiling plans, so that everybody is not just twiddling their thumbs waiting for the next bit to do. So that's all going to be... Going to have a 3 by 2 scaffolding on the crafting side. Where's the crafting side? Here. Okay, so we're going to have ladder, 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 ladder. So we can take all of these down later. And ladder. Then this is all going to be proper floors. So floor above, floor above, floor above, and one there too. So those are going to be walkways. In here, I'm pretty sure this is a ladder room. But let me just check, because this is going to be our way to get hefty things up and down the building with sneaky little ladder rooms tucked away out of sight that go the full length of the building. This one we've already... Wait. Have I missed some walls? Bear with me. Aha! Okay. That's going to be more walkway. Floor above. Floor above, and there are indeed more arches where I'm standing, because I have not yet done all of the interior walls. Is that my materials just there? Yeah. Gonna need some more fence bars though. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Gimme. Thanks guys in chat who are filling in there. Hello Vulcan, how you doing? Yes, thank you. There's a lot to tell about Wurm. And I'm already not terribly good at doing 5 things at once, so I very much appreciate those of you that are stepping in to give somebody the down low. Good job, guys. Now, we're also going to have some arches here. So we reckon that I should be planning these the opposite way, right? So my instinct would be to plan this one as a left and that one as a right. So if I try doing this one as a right, even though it feels wrong, and that one as a left, build sandstone left, and I guess we'll find out. Have we got that mirrored on this side? I feel like we probably... Okay, no, this is fine. These just need rotating. Had a little moment there where I was like, bugger, did I do it wrong? There we go. I did not do it wrong. We've got the stair siding right, at least. I can't quite work out what it is you guys remind me of, but because I can just see them all, like, strolling round, like, it almost like they then turn and they bounce off walls, and it's a little bit like, fuck, what is it like? It reminds me of something like, I don't know, is it like, it's not going to be like Theme, it might be Theme Hospital, you know, where you go and you put like a new doctor in the room, but he hasn't yet got his equipment, so he just goes around bouncing off all the walls until he has something to do. You're ants and I'm the queen. Or bees, yeah, you could be like drunk bees bumbling around. Sorry guys, I'm planning as fast as I can. Right, okay, I think there's also a pair of arched walls here, but let me just double check, because I don't want to have to keep going and destroying walls. Yes, so let's try the same principle here. So that should mean that that's a right arch, which goes against the grain, and that's going to be a left arch. Maybe. Unless I haven't got it figured out at all and it's just random and hates me. Arch right. Build. Sandstone arch left. Maybe. Kind of. Sort of. Right, so this is our kind of sort of lounge-ish space, which means that must be a little corridor that we've got coming in there. So that's going to be a wall. Now I'm going to need those mats that I keep dropping somewhere and running. Where did I put them? Where did I put them? Do you know what? Maybe I'll just get new ones. Don't tell. I'm gonna have to go and sweep up all of the abandoned mats that I dropped all over the place afterwards if somebody else hasn't cleaned them up along the way. Looking good, and so is the build. Yes, all the floors on all the levels inside the building are going to be wood. So anywhere that you see wood floors that I haven't started on, they're just going to be plain wood ones or plain ladders. So build, this one's going to be a sandstone wall, and then this one is going to be a left arch, or have we built either of these yet? No, we don't yet know if we've got it right or not. It's going to be an arch. We don't know if it's going to be the right way around or not. Build sandstone. Arch, left. It feels so wrong. Oh, we've got some log walls. Some more log walls to do here, which is going to be... I tell you what, we're going to build some of those fancy double arches along this section here. And I think to start them, I need a log and a peg each. So I'll go and grab those in a second. I hope that's also true of T-arches, but I guess we're about to find out. So, everything else, pegs, and my logs are, I think, whoop! Somebody just moved a crate through me. Outrageous. And that'll do. Let's get the right thing. So we switch to the mallet, and we're having normal log, double T arches. Build, log, double T arch. Need a wooden. Oh, I need a beam. I need a beam. Beams. Somewhere here there's beams. There's beams. Because they're T arches, they also need beams. Okay, let's have that one. 2 of those. I kind of wish, might be the left way round or the right way. I kind of wish that you were able to plan what the wall was without adding the first material to it. I feel like that's one of those things that would be a massive quality of life improvement, particularly for larger builds, that we've just never had in the game. Like, you want to be able to set your intentions for the wall, even if you don't have the materials to hand, and we're just so used to lugging the materials around in order to be able to do it. But I feel like it would help a lot to be able to plan walls as you go around the building and then take your materials round, instead of kind of doing a half and half. So, double T arches, right? Yes. Build, log, double T arch. I need to make sure I don't accidentally plan any of these in any of the other kinds of log wall. Double T arch. Okay. Which means this should all be double height. So these are all going to be scaffolding floors. So ladder, 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 one there. And I don't think it's going to let me do these 2 yet until we've built some of the adjoining walls that they connect to. So I'll have to come back and plan those afterwards. This is going to be a continuance of the walkway. So that's going to be floor above, as is this, and floor above, this. I'll, for those of you that have joined us since we started the stream, I will go and I'll show you guys again in a moment, in Deed Planner, a bit of a mock-up of what this looks like, but it is only a bit of a mock-up because we don't yet have log walls or platforms in Deed Planner. So it's got some substitute walls, if you like, in my Deed Planner version, but it might be a little bit easier to see what we're working towards if you weren't here at the start when I showed it off, to see kind of what it is that we're heading towards. Have I now done all of those? I'm sure I've missed some. Right, let me just hop into Deed Planner very quickly and show you guys. Take care, Dragon. So if I move Deed Planner back here, pop that one up. So what do we do if we do it on ground? Now we do it on height. So on Deed Planner, here we go. This is the castle that we're working towards, except that these walls here, these wood walls, they're stand-ins for the new log walls, so they won't actually be those types. These are going to be the double log arches, for example, but most of the others are correct. So we're using rounded stone accents like parapets and chain fences, and most of the rest of the build is sandstone with some rendered stone sort of striping for a little bit of like visual variety. We're using slate shingle roofs when we get that far, and we are also having a lot of my very favourite kind of fences nested into T-arches, and a few timber walls in the middle. We've also got quite a few vaulted sort of 2 or 3 story high ceilings. That's the kind of like the stairway that I was just doing. So we've almost completed the ground floor, but we've still got a few more bits to do there before we can move up. So the guys are working on the fences that sit within these arches right now, before we can start working our way up to the second. What are we on? 10 to 11. But yes, that's the that's it. Well, taking names, I mean, it is a castle, and my carpentry is 94, and this is not quite as big as I can build. I can actually build about 3 tiles bigger than this, maybe 4, but this is close to the maximum size that I can build. The footprint is, I think, 48 tiles, not including these side towers, which are actually separate buildings that are going to connect by bridges. So it is big. It is big, and it's going to use a lot of materials. I think there's something like 9,000 stone bricks and 9,000 mortar going into this. 150 odd fence bars, several hundred plain stone bricks and beams, and other things besides. So it is very, very material hungry, and it's got this central courtyard. It's effectively a donut house. It's got this central open courtyard that runs the whole length down to this sort of cross-shaped grassy courtyard in the middle, and it has a road running through it. So the continuation of this road that goes down the slope will cut right under the building and out the other side, so that you can ride on through the deed and out. And then it's got a lot of exterior balconies and things at various different levels. So yeah, it's big. It's big. Frosted Rainbow, I mean, maybe you should come into the game and give it a try. I mean, when you start off, you can only build really very, very tiny things. It takes quite a while to get the skill to be able to build things on this sort of a scale. But part of what we're doing here is because my carpentry and masonry are now at a skill level where I'm going to close this one again so I can get back to planning. My carpentry and masonry are now at a level where I don't really get skill ticks from building anymore. But I did get most of my carpentry and masonry from just the sheer amount of things I build in this game. So we've got some people here with much more carpentry and masonry than me who are probably not getting skill ticks from it, but we've also got some people who wouldn't be able to plan a building this big because their carp isn't as high as mine, but they can actually build the bits in it once I've planned it. So some people will be getting some skill off this, and some people are just here lending me their skills for love and labour. But yeah, that's sort of... So that's what we're working towards. So this is the ground floor, and these here, where we've got ladders everywhere, these are temporary, basically. This is a 6 material way of building floors up so we can continue to build walls, and at the end, almost all the ladders in this will be knocked back out to give us those big open vaulted spaces. So that's why we've got ladders everywhere right now. There you go. There's our double T-arches if you've not yet seen them with the new build. So they sort of line up quite nicely, unlike other T-arches which cut right down the middle of a doorway behind. These ones frame it quite nicely, so you can have your thoroughfares whilst using T-arches, but only with this wall type. Right. So let me do a quick recce and see if there's other places that I should have planned stuff and haven't. Let me drop those because I'm going so slowly with them at the moment, and pop some of those logs back. Okay. Those all look like they should. Those are all done. Oh, I haven't planned. Tell you what, I haven't planned above these ones. So, whoops, not floor below. Let's try that again, shall we? Plan floor above. So there should be one there. There should be one there. One there. I'm gonna have to replant all of this grass once we're done, because we are just packing it. And one above there. Corridors complete. All the scaffolding's in place here. We've got our little ladder room in here. That's one of the few ladders that isn't going to be gotten rid of. The braziers that are stood around are going to actually be on upper floors. I've just put them in the places they're going to need to go. Look, okay, there we go. There's our answer. So I planned them the opposite way round to the way I thought they should go, and it was still wrong. I think the game just hates me. But thankfully, these can be rotated. There we go. So we've got our nice double arches. Let's rotate these as well. So it's starting to take shape. You just have to squint and look around, look past all of the scaffolding ladders that are still there at the moment. So then if I turn that one around as well, there we go. So you've got this nice, like, I like doing this. If you've never done this with side arches, you connect 3 or 4 of them together and you get this almost like cloister-like connecting point at the top, which I quite like. Oh, we need some here as well, clearly. So what kind of ceilings do I need here? Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure that those are going to be boxed in. 1, 2, yes. So let's plan a couple of floors here. Plan, floor above. Plan, floor above. Are you guys just walking around with planks and nails and like honing in, like homing missiles on any time there's a new planned floor? I feel like that might be what's happening here. We can plan these 2 as well now that it wouldn't let me do before. So floor above. No, not floor above. Hang on. Hang on. Whoa. Ladder. Nearly. Plan ladder. Plan ladder. Yeah, so there's a free-to-play version. Well, not version. You can play free-to-play, but your skills are capped. So if it's a game that you get into, you will want to premium your character. But as I say, there's multiple ways that you can do that. You can pay to support the game, to subscribe that way, but you can also do things like you can try and forage up coins in game with which you could buy premium. You can start creating, for example, bulk materials and sell them to other players. So there's ways to fund it. Ladder. Good. Right. Is that now? I'm going to go up and look from up top, because sometimes it's a little bit easier to see from the top looking down if you've missed something, like there, for example, which I clearly have. So let's just drop down there. Floor above. There's one. Corridor's complete. Let's have a look. Let's hop up another ladder and see. Oh, let's get on the right side of it. I think the rest is done apart from that one. Is it? Oh, no. I haven't done any of this section. Look at that. That's okay, that's gonna be quick. But let me just double check. I think that this should all be walkways, but I just want to check my plan, because I cannot be trusted to know for sure. Yes, it is. So, one floor above here, one here. Can I keybind plan floor above? Do you know, I have never tried. Floor above. Oh my god, I can. Oh my god, guys. Look at that. Why have I never thought about doing that? Oh, but it won't. I need to do it again to do it on this type. So, plan floor above. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Oh my god. Game changer for a build this size. Right, there we go. That's the last few floors planned. there is a wagon around. I don't know that everybody has access to it. I know that Bun and Ruffle and Calvert all do, if you need to shuffle some materials around. But there we go. So that's the ground floor complete. There's only 5.5 more floors to go. So where's going to be the closest way to get these up? Guess if we haul these up ladders over here, that's actually a bad place to haul them up, isn't it? Because it's going to drop back down the stairs. If I haul them up over there, I might be able to place these downstairs in a way that I can access them from upstairs, but to be honest, sometimes it can just be a little bit more faff than just hauling them up your ladders. So I'm going to go place them over there, haul them all up, so that I can do some planning up top. Don't think we actually need to take the sandstone bricks up yet. Also, everybody eat and drink if you haven't, both in-game and out of game, because there's a pile of breakfasts in this water barrel right in the middle. Please do help yourself. This one gives me more insight about toys. Now I'm going to need at least some logs and some beams up there, so let's shuffle some of those over. The rest can probably stay. Oh, crap. Place. And the beams. Place. Place. And place. And I don't know if any of these... Okay, so some of these building crates are still left over. I don't want to take one away if somebody's currently using one, but I think that we're now done with the wool crates down here, so I can probably take some of these up as well. How are we doing for the rest? If anybody wants to start hauling things up with ropes, please do feel free. Might have to actually push that through the door because it's not going to let me place it past the door. You're not ants. No ants. Worker bees. Totally different. Okay. What else can go up? That one. Is that most of them? We've got a load in that corner that can probably stay for now, unless we're about to run out of sandstone bricks. Then I guess we might want to, rather than, well, you know what, we've hauled the mortar upstairs, that's fine. I was wondering if we would be better to refill some of those empty crates so that we can redistribute them, but it might be more trouble than it's worth. Let's go upstairs and just have a look-see. So, get my rope out, and I'll start hauling these up. Those are mostly empties, I think. Chain fences can come up. So can that stone building crate. Any more for any more? Have we got most of them up now? Kind of tempted to haul those braziers up as well and put them back on their spots while we've got easy access to ladders. Good night, Calvert. Thank you for coming and helping. Yeah, you probably couldn't haul the BSB because it was secured, so I've got it up now, but you should still be able to push-pull it, right? So that was going back that way, wasn't it? I'll catch you tomorrow, Calvert. Move to center. Oh, hang on, just bear with me a second. Now, what's it doing? That one. Let's get that one up as well. Yoink. These braziers, once they're in place, are actually going to be largely hidden. Like they will be tucked into towers, into bits, into places where people mostly don't go. So you won't actually see the pillar of the brazier for the most part. You'll just you'll see the flames out the top. So so building party. Those of you that are not not sort of sneaking off to your respective beds yet, now's probably a good time if you want to go and grab a drink or go to the loo or anything else. Because I'm going to have to go and do a bunch more wall planning. And it's just going to take me a minute to get the next bit ready for you guys to start building. If you want to potter around and be, oh, we've got a guard up the hill. If you want to be helpful, you could haul up some more of these crates. Like I didn't want to go dragging and hauling them all up, but I mean, we are ultimately going to need them up here. So there's a whole load of sandstone bricks down there in the corner that could come up. The BSBs in the middle can probably stay for now because they're easier to bring up later. But we're going to start needing, like, at least a crate of rounded stones up here. Maybe some more logs and things. So, me. Moomin, you're going to call it a night here. Thank you for your help, Moomin. And I don't blame you because I know it is later for you than it is for the rest of us. Buns off for a comfort break, meaning logging in an altar home to make stuff for Myra. Yep. Comfort break time. Goodbye, Moomin. Thanks so much for the help. Right, what am I doing? Planning. I'm planning walls. What I really need, what I should try and do is sort of find a way that I can split my screen so that you can see both. And I don't think I can do it in a way that wouldn't just be really intrusive, though. Like, because you'd only see half my... I don't know. No, I think... The trouble is, I kind of already don't get to see enough of my screen when I'm planning, and I spend a lot of time spinning around, whirling around, trying to figure out exactly where I am. But, so I think I will go slower if I try and do it in a way that you guys can see, and it probably won't be a great experience for you either. So you're just going to have to watch me do it and trust that I'm probably paying attention. Maybe probably. To what's going on over here. Those of you that are looking for something to do, I'm going to need some the chain fences one. Actually, that's right there, isn't it? So it's not going to hurt if I just start a few of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then kind of work my way out from there, I think. So we're starting with rounded stone parapets on the front. Rounded stone parapet. Chain fences in the middle. Oh. Hello, Yops. How you doing? Nice to see you. Stone. Chain fence. I feel like I should, if I were more coordinated and I weren't also trying to stream, I could make even better use of that default key action to plan all of one wall type and then go around and plan all of another wall type, but I don't know if I can make it work whilst I'm also streaming. Tempted to try though, because it was so much faster. Might be kind of chaotic though, but it's already quite chaotic. Right, that's the fences on the front. I'm going to do the framework first, I think, before I try adding everything to it, because that will help as well. So walls all the way around here. Walls. Walls. I tell you what. Do I have manage permissions on this building? Manage building. Plan. Modify building. Okay. Ruffle, are you there, or have you stepped away for a second? I know Bun's stepped away for a minute. Wolf, has Wolf got perms? Hang on, let me just try. Let's have a look. Table, perms, building. Right, Wolf, I'm going to set you perms on this building. Have you got a mallet in hand? Oh, you are still here, Bun. So, enter, modify, pick up, load and unload. Let's try. Wolf and or Bun and or Ruffle, if you've got a mallet in hand, can you see if you can continue to plan buildings all the way around, plan walls all the way around the outside edge of this? Because I assume you guys probably can just put the plans up for me, even if you don't yet know what goes in them. See if it'll let you. I don't know if it requires more perms than just you've got. Okay, it looks like it is letting you. So if you guys could just run around and put a ring of plans around the outside, that would be super, and that will save me a bit of stuff that it doesn't need to be me doing, while I then look at where I also need to put some interior walls. And I think there aren't actually too many of them on this floor. So you can also do them on the inner ring, I think. Let's have a look. Yes. Yes. So you can also follow them around that cross in the middle. All of those will need to be ringed in as well with just wall plans. But obviously you don't have to add anything to them yet. Just get the plans up for me. Thank you. So that's my... This is my main atrium. This is the front of the building. Oh my god, this crates for miles. This is the front of the building. So from in here, there's going to be a wall here. There's also going to be one here. And alongside this, I'm going to do a quick scooch across the corner there. There's going to be a wall there. And presumably another mirroring one there. Yep, that's correct. And then this is going to be our crafting room just down here, which means there's also going to be a wall here and here and here. That might be it for this floor. So if I get some materials, I will start planning them. There's a bunch of unfinished parapets and chain fences on the front balcony, which anyone is welcome to start on while I start putting these wall plans in. Yeah, don't worry, Ruffle, we've got it. I was just checking whether people could actually put wall plans up, and they can. So I mean, feel free to continue to chill for a bit because I haven't started adding things to walls, but if you want something to do, there's just a few fences out the front that I've started that you can add to. Materials are in this chain fence box, but we may need to haul up another crate of rounded stones. I don't know how low we're running on those. So let me get some materials and I will start all of these walls so you guys can continue them. Hi. Sandstone bricks. Where's my mortar? Because that's going to be the thing I need most of. So, and I can't see past all. Hey, there it is. All right. Everything else, sandstone bricks. Maybe there it isn't. Hang on. Everything else, sandstone bricks. Where's the mortar? Not in that pile. Is it somewhere else? Have we got a BSB of mortar up here? Tons of mortar in the BSB below. Oh, did we not haul the mortar BSB up? Fuck. Okay. I'm just going to go get that one. Whoop. because I know that nobody else can haul the BSBs because of perms. So it's my bad. I thought it was the mortar that I'd brought up, but evidently it was one of the sandstone ones. I'm going to set it apart from the crate so it's easy to spot as well. That was the chain fence. You can't do the chain fences, Ruffle. Why would you not be able to do the chain fences? That's strange. Okay. You're not skilled in... Ah, okay. Okay. Wolf or Bun, can you do it there? The problem is because this section is over a platform below, so you are effectively building at, I think, 7 stories here, because we're over a support. But this is... Okay, it looks like at least some people can build these, but I wonder if that's going to... Have I got any other ones directly above these supports that might mess with? I wonder if that's going to mess with some of the corner towers. We'll see. Okay. Thanks, guys. So I just put my mortar somewhere. There we go. There we go. I'm going to get some mortar and I'm going to get some bricks, and then I'm going to start planning some walls so that you guys can get started on them. So let's have 8 of those, and somewhere there's going to be some stone bricks, stone building crate. That'll do for another 4. Right, because I know that I'm holding everybody up at the moment. Your masonry is only 67. Outrageous, Ruffle. Out of interest, so you're approaching 70, and I think 70 is about the point that it really started to drop off for me, although it does, like, you start losing gains sooner. Are you getting any masonry ticks from building still at 67? You're at 48, Madoon. Because I don't remember really at the point that I stopped getting them. I just know that I built my way pretty much up to 70, and then it just kind of plateaued in building terms, in terms of building skill gains. Okay, so you're still getting ticks on the approach to 70. How do your masonry ticks compare, Madoon, at approaching 50, out of interest? Right, so let's get my trail out and get planning. So this one, we're going to have a sandstone arch there. Then we're going to have a rendered wall here, which means I need a plain stone wall that we can then render. You started on 47, so you are getting some. Good. Because builds are... I don't know if they're good for gains, but if you build enough, it gets you there. Sandstone wall in the middle. Like I say, most of my skills for those came from building rather than from anything else. I wasn't making a whole lot of furniture, and I've certainly never been into bridge building until my masonry was much, much higher. And I kind of only sort of got into bridge building because my masonry plateaued and I wanted to be able to build bigger, better buildings. Yeah, at 47 you should still be getting pretty good skill gains from masonry building. That's going to be another plain stone wall. What do you mean the fence is in the way? Bullshit. And then another sandstone arch over there. Did those all plan okay? Yes. Okay. Then what have we got around here? Ooh, there are some more interior walls that I missed. Hang on. There's one there. One there. And those are both sandstone doors. Sandstone door, and a sandstone door. Good night, Moomin. Sleep well. That must mean, have I got matching ones on the other side? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on. Have I... Oh, crap, no, I've put that in the wrong place. No! Right, where's my alt? Nobody add to these walls that I've just done. These 2 doors. Just going to run my alt up and fix my mistake. I was so excited to find some walls that I'd missed, and then I went and planned them in the wrong place. Right. We're going to destroy that wall. Then we're going to destroy that wall. And while my alt is doing that, I'm going to put those in the place they should have been, which was here. Let's try again. Yeah. Oh well. It's only 2 bricks and 2 mortar wasted at least. Which is alright if you catch it early. It's a lot more painful if you don't. Sandstone door. And a sandstone door. Better. Downstairs facing the wall. She's giving it time out. Oh, Tantel, you finally made it to Lawmere. Well done. Sandstone door. Already done that one. Okay. Right, there we go. He's taken 1 down. Which means... Actually, that's mirrored here. Plan wall. Plan wall. And it should mean that these doors then open onto the open arches, which they do. Good, good, good. So... Sandstone door there and a sandstone door there. We're getting there. You picked up a rooster along the way. You're just going to abandon it by the portal town. Maybe it will still be there when you get back. Maybe it will. The towers at Shimmering Sands, you had to get the Myra tune to help you plan because you needed the 99 carp. Wow. Wait, did you help to build Shimmering Sands then? Or are we talking a different one? Am I getting confused? Right. Have I done anything on this wall yet? No, I have not. So let's go back to what I was doing, which was working my way around the exterior walls. So that one is going to be sandstone. Oh, I've run out of bricks. If only we had 1 billion sandstone bricks around here. Let's have 8 of those. Another 8 mortar. And I shall crack on. Try again. Build sandstone wall. There. Gonna build a sandstone narrow window here. Another sandstone wall here. On the plus side, when you do buildings with sort of 2 or 3 story high rooms, it makes it slightly easier when you're doing those upper, like those middle floors, like in the elevated bit, because it means that there's an awful lot of just plain walls everywhere. Particularly if you're building into the side of a cliff face where there's no point really putting windows on the back, you might put like barred walls for visual interest from time to time. But for the most part, which begs the question, what if I set my default action to sandstone wall? One of those. No, wait. Why is it still trying to build a wood fence? Hang on, let me try that one again. Remove plan here. Build sandstone wall. How about now? Oh, look at that! Guys, we found another bug with the default action system. So it does not like... It doesn't seem to like setting a default action on wall plans. Or maybe it didn't mind until I used it to set one for fences, because it's now saying the F key should build a sandstone wall, but it's telling me I need a plank and large nails to build the wood fence. And that's weird. Yeah, just east out of Eastert, Tantail, and you can't miss this. That's frustrating though, because I really could have done with that default action. That would have sped things up a lot. But never mind. So Have we got a rendered wall below? Yes, we do. So this one's going to be, got sandstone over here. We're going to have I got any fences up here? No, pants. Need some fence bars. Hang on, fence bars, fence bars, fence bars. If I were fence bars, I'd be in here. So this one is going to be a rendered T-arch, which means we need to build it in plain stone first. Then we've got another sandstone wall. And I think it's sandstone walls mostly around the back. Let's just double check. Yes. I can hear a wave. Have we got a tantail? If somebody spots tantail coming in, can you bring her into the team chat as well? Build sandstone. Sandstone, sandstone. One there. We got a sandstone arch. There. One there too. You had Moomin plan your castle 4 years ago because he had more carpentry at the time than you did. Oh, and we got Tantail in the team. Hello, Tantail. Also, Tantail, if you can get in the building and come up one of the ladders, go and find Darlo, who's just standing there naked, and I'll add you to the village so that you then got perms to do stuff. Just add you as a citizen for the night. Right, that was my archway. These are going to be timber, and I need a whole bunch of different mats to plan the timber ones, so I think I might come back to those in a minute. So if I carry on around here for now. What are we doing around here? These are both plain as well. Build sandstone. Oh, am I out of bricks again? It's a good thing there's a box right here, isn't it? 7, 7. Right, build, build, build. So, if anybody else is thinking of building themselves a castle, I heartily recommend not doing it on stream. But maybe if you've got a little bit of a community, asking them if they can come and do a building party with you, because it is much nicer building in company, I have to say, even though I'm not actually getting to interact with these guys as much as I would be if I weren't streaming. There's something quite nice about crafting in company in Wurm, which I think is partly why we enjoy Impelong so much. And so many of us don't live as part of like villages. We tend to live and build as hermits. So a big build like this is quite a nice excuse to ask for some people to come and sort of dip in, help you out, and actually get to craft with other people. You're getting a blister on your thumb from worming too much. Ouch. I want to say worm less, but I mean, that ain't gonna happen. Build sandstone arch. So when I was trying to get my sandstone arches the right way around by going the opposite way around, they were still wrong, so I'm just going to stick with my system, I think. Hang on. Right, yes, pillars. So what have we got here? What's all this then? That's a wall. We've got some narrow windows on the back. Sandstone. Narrow window. We might have another accent wall here. I think we do, because that's rendered below. Build plain stone wall. Another narrow window just there. Slowly, slowly. I'm getting all these walls started, and thankfully they're not finishing them as fast as I'm planning them, at least. So it might all be all right. Tantail, are you upstairs yet? Can we village you yet? Oh, you did change your thingy, didn't you? Hang on, maybe I can invite you remotely. Let's try. There we go. Hey, there you go, Tan. You've now got permissions. What was I doing? Right, yes, this wall. Sandstone wall. Tan, if you need to eat or drink, there is a barrel down on the little grassy courtyard in the middle of this building that's got water and breakfasts in. Please do help yourself. That's the one I've just done. And I think there's actually a wall plan here too. I think this is going to be a sandstone door. Sandstone door. If anybody wants to do a whole load of pushing and shoving, we could probably do with distributing some of those sandstone crates around to the far reaches of the building as well, because we've pulled them all up in the front, but we're actually going to need mats all the way around here. So we could move some of them around if anybody feels like going. They'll be less noisy if you place them, if it'll let you place them. Sandstone arch. Oh, I'm out of fence bars. Boohies. More fence bars required. They're in my everything else box. Let's have 6 of those. Sorry, games decided to make the music loud that you hear. So there are several crates of sandstone bricks up here, and 2 or 3 crates of stone bricks. Those can probably stay or be redistributed, but we just want some of the sandstone bricks to be moved around to different bits of the floor because we're going to need them on many walls around here. Right, did I already plan that one? I think I did, but it wouldn't let me plan these because I was out of fences, right? Yeah, okay. So I was just suggesting distributing some of those crates around the floors a little bit, so that we've got easier access to them when those full walls are planned and ready to build. Okay. Then around here. How am I doing? Around here. I'm about halfway around the perimeter wall for this site. I'm sorry this is not the most riveting bit of stream for those of you that are lurking in chat. It's quite nice to watch it start taking shape. And again, as with below, anywhere that there are plain stone walls, those are going to be rendered, so you can render them at any point. You can do them at the end, or you can do them as you go. It's up to you. You making rivets, Bun? I can tell. What are you making rivets for, out of interest? What is it you're making? Sandstone wall. Oh, crap. How long have I not had bricks for? Oh, and I've been clicking and not noticing I'm all out. For Myra. Yes, but what for Myra? For what? That one's under construction. That one's under construction. Okay. It's only for these 2. So, sandstone. I think we said a wall there. Narrow window here. Is Bun making conversation? Sandstone. I think it was another wall there. We've got an oriel above this door. Haven't had one of those yet. And I've still got a few fence bars left, which is good, because we've got a big old 3 here. So, sandstone left arch, sandstone T-arch, and sandstone right arch. What? Wait, what am I missing? McRuffle? What dirty words? What dirty... Oh my god. Oh, so horny today. You guys. I am not keeping up with team chat. It's like Epic Adventures all over again. Like, I'm missing team chat because I'm concentrating too hard. So if you need me, you just shout at me. Wait, oh, pants. Have I just done a wall wrong again? Wah, wah. Where's my dude with a big maul? Just the one wall wrong.
Ooh, what this?
Farewell, nice brick. Whoops, indeed.
Whoops. Nobody saw that, right?
Nobody did see that. Shh.
Meh.
Which reminds me, I need to make all of my channel points more expensive because I think you're probably sitting on shitloads by now.
Take my money.
There we go. Right, let's try that again, shall we? That's actually got to be a plain T-arch. Plain stone T-arch. There we go. Right. Now, there's going to be a... Wait. Hang on a minute. Yep. There is going to be a wall plan there. So we're going to have... We've got more kind of like internal hauling shafts here, for want of a better term. So they're sort of like tucked away out of sight, but it's a way to get things up and down the different floors of the building without having to build temporary scaffolding and things. Mima's only tames herself when she knows there might be under 18s around. Ruffle, do you still have a halo? I mean, is it... Oh, I feel like it's got a few kinks in it by now at least, right? Stone doors. I mean, maybe not. Yes, I'm gonna have a narrow window here. Oh my goodness. Of course you do. You should really buy them while they're cheap. Well, if only you could save them.
Time for science.
Try them out while they're cheap at least, if you don't know which ones do what. So you know how to spend your points later. And once again, I'm all out of bricks. Thank you for whoever's been refilling them with mortar as well.
Khajiit has wares, if you have coin.
Oh my god, I was streaming Skyrim!
Stop it!
It's not that I forgot, it's just that my laptop, you know, kept having to go away for repairs. And I had a bunch of mods installed, so I couldn't do it. So I couldn't just do it over here instead. Where was I even building? I've now lost track. 1, 2, 3. I was doing these, right? That one's under construction. Aha! There we go. I was doing this one. Yes, yes, yes.
Ooh, what is?
Build. Sandstone. Oh. That one should also be a door. Which clearly I had run out of materials to plan. And that's a wall. So having said there really aren't many walls on this floor, I might have fibbed, there are still actually quite a lot. But nowhere near as many as there were downstairs. Is that one I have also failed to plan? Yes, it is. Okay. Whoops. So that should have been a rendered one, which means plain stone wall. There we go. Stone wall plan. Yeah. You had like 80k and then you spent it all and now you're back up to 29k. What did you spend it all on, memers? Like, I don't think any of mine cost more than a few hundred. It's not like Calvert with his 2,000 point, like 2,500 point redeems. So that's where the stairs come up, which means that's a wall. Build sandstone wall. And it's going to be the same on that side if I haven't already planned that one. So let me just do that. Sandstone wall. Hours of entertainment for the entire family. That's going to be a sandstone arch then. And how am I doing for fence bars? Oh, I'm out of fence bars. Oh no. Where's my everything box? It's around there, isn't it? Let's go get it. More fence bars required. Several 300 or 400 ones at a time can add up. I mean, that's true. I don't even know which are the 300 to 400 ones. Quivery's quite high, I seem to remember. Oh, Slap Calvert. It's because I made Slap Calvert expensive. That's why. I was getting too many stacked up so that I was like struggling to redeem them. Right, there's my everything else box. So I bumped the price up on the Slap Calvert and it didn't help. Oh, and the victory one 5 times in one stream. What stream was it? Was it on an epic stream?
What's that you say? Slap Calvert? Oh, go on then.
Cost me a fortune. Yep. But at least your objection horn is not quite so pricey, right? Right? Wait. 325.
Stop it.
I know it doesn't pack the same punch as a foghorn, but I'm quite fond of it now. So these are going to be more... We're on the inner bit, aren't we? So these are going to be arched ones. Sandstone left. Build sandstone right. And I think that's going to be true of all of these. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So these are all following a pattern. That one I've already planned. Have I planned those ones as well? Yes. Have I done those ones? No. Clearly I should have stuck with the scheme and just kept going round and round in circles till I found them all. Oh, that one's markers for something though. Oh, that's because that's log walls. I'll have to come back for those. I hear someone's found a bear, or a bear has found someone. Wait, I can't see past all the crates. I am going to fall down. It's all going to go wrong. Oh no, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Build. Double check it because I don't trust myself. Yes. So if the stairs come up there, this right here, this is an arch. I'm nearly done planning the walls. Then I've just got to do like the 4 timber bits and a few log walls, and this one is all planned, I think, until I discover extra ones that I forgot about. And then I can start doing like the floors and the scaffolding and things like that. Sounds like Ruffle too. Well, Madoon would be one of the few people who knows, since Madoon and Ruffle and I all know each other in real life. So I think, you know, I think it's a case of his word against hers, quite frankly. Oh, this one's been built. Have I still got fence bars? Yeah. Yes. Yes, I do. Fence. So that's going to be sandstone, high iron fence. And that T-arch can be rendered when somebody's got a handful of clay. Is that one that I failed to plan over there? Oh no, no, that one's been worked on. So is that all my masonry ones done? It might be, you know. Right, okay, so for timber walls, what am I going to need? Beams, beams, clay, and mixed grass. Let's do the timber ones next. So there's only 4 of those. So 4 clay, 4 grass, and somewhere we've got a beams box. There's the beams box. Considering you've had Ruffle on Discord a few times, yes, but that doesn't mean that you've heard her full range. You know? Maybe that's the sound she makes when she gets tickled in real life, Bun. That's the accent right. I'm sorry, Ruffle. Right, what was it doing? Timber walls, yes, timber walls. I totally know what I'm doing. Right. Which way's the front of the building? Because I can't see a bloody thing. That way's the front. Okay. That way's the front because the stairs are there. That's how I can orient myself. So I think it's going to be balcony, balcony, jetty, jetty. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Switch to a mallet. Good night, Vulcan. And we're finally doing some bits of timber. So wait, oh crap, I've forgotten already. What did I say this one was? This one's going to be a balcony, right? Sure it's a balcony. Balcony, balcony. Yes. Build. Timber framed. Balcony. That one's a balcony. And so, that one's a jetty. And then again, that one's going to be a balcony. Whoop. So slow carrying all this stuff. And that one's a jetty. And then I've just got a few log walls. Somewhere here. These ones. For which I need a log and a peg and a beam. Because last time I tried to do it with... Hello, wolf. You you look like you've been in an accident. Or 5. Logs. Let's have some logs. 3 logs, I think. Wait, how many of these ones have I got to do? Let's have a look. 1, 2, yes, 3. So 3 logs, 3 beams. Beams. From wherever the beamsies now live. Bit. Logs, beams. Look at his little T-pose. 3 beams. And 3 pegs. Pegs. What? Wait. Oh, thank fuck. I was like, where did all the pegs go? Oh no. I hate peg making. I don't know why, you know. Like, I'd made like 250 odd or whatever, and then Taro and some others very kindly also made more. Which is good, because I don't know why peg making makes me cry. I just find it... It's not even like it's hard work. It's just a certain kind of repetitive work. Like, I don't... It shouldn't be any different than making planks, and yet I don't struggle to make planks in the way that I struggled with making pegs. Maybe it's just a case of mind over matter. So the question is... What did I actually have? Which of the thingies did I plan to have here? So this is where we're going to have like a forge and or an oven down here, and this is going to be the sort of the 3-story crafting stuff stacked up along the side. So the arches here are really only decorative. But the question is, what kinds do I want? I think I want a double arch here, and I want the single T arches here, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know, you know. Single T arch might look a little bit weird with an FSB squeezed into it. It'll look worse with a double T arch squeezed in though, so I think we're just going to have to go with it. We shall try. If I don't like it, I suppose I could always tear it down and change it, but I would rather not. So we're going to have a double T arch there. Alas, with the log walls, you don't get side arches. And I'm so used to having side arches in every kind of build kind that I sort of, like, I'm sad that we don't get them. I don't know why we didn't get them for the log walls. I really wish we had. Log. What did I say? Normal T arches on those. Okay, we'll try it. We'll try it and see. What are we talking about pegging? Pegging is potentially a pain in the butt, but only if you're doing it wrong. Is that it? Is that now everything? I've just seen Wolf in zombie form just shooting around. I think that's now everything, but now I've got to go and fill in the fences where people have started doing the arches, so I can drop some of these back. Where am I looking? Because I'm so slow carrying all of this stuff. There we go, that's better. Right, that's the everything box. So those can go in there. Pegs, nails. Don't quite know why I'm still carrying all of those nails. It must have been from, oh, I'm going to need those again in a minute, aren't I? That was for planning stairs. Never mind. I'm also carrying extra trowels in case anyone needed them, but I suppose I could probably put those down somewhere, because I think everybody's got the mats they need. So more fences. I will go and fill in those ones, and then we'll go and do another little loop around and see how it's looking. There's also some plain stone walls around which can be rendered. Right, we can build them here. Bun, that was a terrible pun. Genuinely awful. High iron fences, that's what I want. Wait. Oh. Wait. One fence. Oh! It's because I don't start with fence bars, it's because I start with sandstone bricks, apparently. My bad. Right, let's put those back in the everything box. Let's get some sandstone bricks and let's do that again properly. Try again. How you doing over there, Tantail? Thanks. Thanks, says Bun. Do you enjoy when I find your puns terrible then? Am I just fueling you? Yeah, there's bits and pieces of mortar and crate taro, but there is a big mortar BSB, which is what I was filling the crates with originally. Hang on, I don't want to go there yet. Let's try again. So, fence, sandstone. There we go, high iron fence. Sandstone, high iron fence. Getting there. I'm going to drink something. Puns are love. Only if you love making people cringe. I think sometimes people pun at me as hard as they do because they just want to see me do this face. And the problem is, I think Calvert's starting to like this face too much because he's like, ooh, it's the face. But then he seeks it out. Okay. Just checking that I haven't left any of these, because as I go around planning, I do quite frequently end up thinking I've planned a wall where actually I haven't, and I'd run out of stuff before I realised. think we're all good, all good. We can start putting some fences in these ones, though. No, I'm not suggesting they can't be a love language. I'm just saying that a love language is meant to be, like, when people talk about love languages, it's meant to be, like, how you receive love. And my love language is not being in receipt of people's puns. So it can certainly be your love language, but I'm not. I'm yet to be convinced that it's mine. Oh, hello, Mimas. I just turned around and I saw a skull face. Oh. Twitch paused me. Did Twitch pause me or did you? Suspicious. Plan. Sandstone. Pop another fence in there. Let's move Darlow away before he confuses somebody as well. Let's just go and stand him in the middle over here. Now that we've got most of the exterior walls done, I could probably also start planning floors as well for people who haven't got height. Has anybody got high enough masonry that, low enough masonry that they can't work up here? Because I can prioritise switching to floors if needed. Sandstone. So that's a stone building crate, so that one can go in there. Rounded stone, stone, sandstone. There we go. So let's do some floor planning. Everything is hard if you try. Also, did all of the arches go the right way round so far this time? I'm so suspicious. Under 50 masonry, so you won't be able to do much. I don't know. You should be able to build at this height, just not out on the balcony, I think. Can you build? Because we're only on the first floor, right? I'm not sure that we're going to get to the second floor tonight. But anyway, if you can't, there are some wood walls here, particularly on the centre bit. But also, I'm about to start planning the next level of scaffolding, ceilings, and stairs and things. So, which reminds me, I'm going to need those nails back that I finally put down. But I'm actually going to need them again. So, let's have... I think I'm only doing 2 lots of stairs from here. Small nails, large nails, planks, and shafts. I got this, I got this. Brits are so weird. Memes, for you, we're on the second floor. For us, we're on the first floor. Because we have ground floor, and then the first floor up from that, and then the second floor up. Whereas for you, the first floor is what we would call the ground floor, and it throws people off all the time. So, these stairs wrap around and carry on up. These ones were standalone ones, but these ones are not going to be. So, question is, what do I do? Do I plan it on here? Plan floor. Yes. So it's the ladder, the side of the ladder is as you're at the bottom looking up, so we want left ones. Even though it plans them the wrong way around. That should be the right one. And we're going to have a wooden plank one, not a standalone this time. Aha! And that's how it used all my planks before. Because it wasn't just planning it, it was actually building it too. So let's do the same on this side, in reverse. Plan. No. I just want to select this. Just want to select the stairs to plan. Why isn't it letting me? There we go. Plan. So this is going to be a right side staircase. And again, let's knock that down to 1 action. A wooden plank one, because we do want the ceiling filled in on this side. Otherwise you're going to come up to a drop. Because those ones are going to zigzag up towards the middle, therefore this must be an actual floor directly above them. So, wait, hang on. Oh, I can't plan a floor there because we haven't actually completed the wall in the middle yet. Never mind. Never mind, I'll come back to that. What's behind me? Pretty sure this is all going to be scaffolding. So that means... Can I hotkey planning ladders, do we reckon? Or have I broken it for everything? No, it'll let me do it for ladders. It just doesn't like me doing it for the walls. Excellent. Right. 1, 2, 3 scaffoldings. 4. Mean too far away to climb. Oh, except now I'm doing it on a wood opening. I suppose I could do them as conditional. Maybe. Or is the problem that, oh, I can't actually plan for those yet because they're not next to an adjacent wall? That's all right. That's all right. Can do this one though. So there's another ladder there. In fact, I think most of these are going to be scaffolding. Most of these? Yes. So let's see if we can do this as a conditional one. No, it won't let you. I kind of want it to let me do this on any floor. But I suppose now it will do it for normal floors and for wood openings. So 1 ladder, 2 ladders, 3 ladders. It's going to let me do it for that because there's a wall. But these ones do not yet have walls next to them, and so it won't let you plan a ladder until you've actually got a wall to butt it up against. Is that one that I didn't add, or just one that's been done yet? Arched wall. Hang on, that should be a T-arch, right? Unfinished plain stone. I do wish it would tell you, it's just saying arched wall. Unfinished plain stone T-arch, there we go. Another just bit of an inconsistency between what it tells you in the event window and... You laid them with mortar, slowly sliding past. Yeah. Okay, what about in these centre bits in the middle? What's happening in those? I think those might actually have floors above. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. So let me make sure I'm not getting turned around. Right, so this actually does have a proper floor, unusually. Floor above. Can I still cross over that corner? Probably not, but let's try. Oh, I did! I did! Cheeky. Except after all that, there's no walls complete there, so I can't plan that one anyway. But I think all round this back is also not double height. I think these are all filled in. So, let's have a look-see. Because this room down here, this is all sort of multi-height, but you've got this kind of like windy corridor around the back. So I think that means floors above, floors above, floors above for the most part. Plan a floor. Wait. No. That's not what I was trying to do. Let's try that again, shall we? Floor above. Floor above. Hanging, confused. Surely the bottles are sitting on the wall. Hanging on the wall? What? You seen bottles hanging on the wall? How would you hang bottles on a wall? Suspicious. So in the USA, oh, you just say bottles of beer on the wall. In the southeast, they say sitting. East, they say hanging. What? Wait. Turntail. Sitting on the wall? I'm so confused. Standing on the wall. We'd say standing on the wall, not sitting. Here, at least. 9 green bottles standing on the wall. Because, like, standing along the top of a... Like, along the top of, like, a boundary wall or something, right? Right? But how do you hang bottles on a wall? That's the bit that's confusing me. You grew up in the southeast and you'd say sitting. Whereabouts in the southeast did you grow up? Because I'm Kent-based. And it's definitely standing on the wall in my corner of Kent. Most common version is bottles hanging on the wall. Sussex. So you're only a county over, Tan. Ooh. So divisive. Right, sorry. It's me getting distracted. Plan floor above. And let's just check around the corner here. Pretty sure all of these. Yep. Plan floor above. I feel like I'm not being a very good foreman, in as much as I'm not telling you what a good job you're all doing, but you are doing an excellent job. You're doing so good, guys. And there's me just like wandering around and occasionally just like, you know, whacking another frame up. BBC has hanging on the wall. Wow. You reckon it was sitting in Surrey as well, Madoon? It's definitely standing where I grew up. Weird. You don't need words of affirmation, you know you're good. Okay, but it's nice to be validated all the same, right? Even if you don't need it, it's still nice to hear. Did I go and put all my fence bars down? I think I did. Let's go and find some fence bars and fill in some more of those empty fence slots. And I think when we manage to finish this floor, I think we're going to have to call it at this floor. Because, I mean, they are the biggest floors, these lower two. But we've been going for a while, even with the late start. And I am grateful, but I'm also conscious that, like, it is wearing on pretty late for some of you. Your love language is acts of service and quality time. Yours is smothering me. So, as in the way that you like to give love, Ruffle, or the way that you like to receive it, or both? Because some people have different ones that they like to receive and that they like to give. I mean, well, I wouldn't look too deep into it, Madoon, and love languages. Love languages is one of those things that in some ways, like the person who came up with it is problematic in a lot of ways, but also it's a way, it's one of those things that a lot of people find quite useful as a way to, you know, sort of like as kind of like a way to articulate, articulate a thing. So it is still useful for people. And I can't even remember what they all are off the top of my head. But I think one of the really important things that it did was just got people starting to have conversations about the fact that, like, not everybody gives and receives love in the same way. And often I think where people, I feel like their needs aren't being met, it's because there's a disconnect between the ways people try and show them love versus the things that they read as signs of love. And so from a psychology point of view, I think that's a really important conversation. What the fuck am I trying to build here? Oh, I've got my mallet out. No wonder I'm not seeing what I want to see. But I got fence bars and I needed bricks. You can tell I'm running out of juice. Let's try again, shall we? It's the exact same thing I did last time as well. A castle. I'm building a castle. I know. I know it's still a castle. Although it's a very slow-going castle, but then I did plan quite a big castle, didn't I? Right, sandstone high fence, there we go. Now, if only every wall I could just select castle. Think how much easier it would be. Right, there we go. A couple of those done. Got our T-arch done over there, so we can go and stick one here. Interesting reference to the song's origins, green bottles was something other than glass bottles. Yeah, tell us more. Okay. I mean, yeah, for a build of this size, it is actually going really fast because you're all working on it. I just mean, you know, it's, there's a lot to do in this build. Build, high iron fence, there we go. Yeah, so was it, like, are we talking about hanging? Like, is it a reference to that? Is it something else? What would the green bottles bit be, though? I find it really interesting when you start to look into the origins of things like nursery rhymes and stuff like that, because a lot of them have far more sinister origins than we think. Slang, I assume, for police. Really? Green bottles. Have I done... Ooh! That's exciting. We've got functional balconies now, look at that. There's no leather in everything else. Wait, what? Why did we need leather in everything else? Wait, what's the leather? Cat's yelling at you, Dan. That's all right. Bun, what did you want leather for? Is that me being like miles behind on a conversation that's now moved on? Probably is. Like that guard's still just perched up there, just chilling, just keeping an eye on us. Just seeing what we're up to. As you do. Right, I've planned those fences. I think I've planned pretty much all the ceilings that I can here. Oh, that's going to bug me. Let's just rotate that, shall we? Go away, Zed fighting. Oh, so much better. And there it's gone. So much better. The song's a variation of a 19th century college student song. So its origins are disputed, is what we're saying. Because you wanted to make a backpack, Bun. I see. Is there a backpack's mission? Is that what for? Okay. Oh, that's where all the champion black bears have been coming from. I did wonder about that. I guess we finished our Hellhounds mission eventually then. Right. Probably what's going to be the most helpful thing to do? I should stop doing what I'm currently doing, which is just wandering around like a headless chicken at a snail's pace with my pockets full of bricks. So I might go and do the timber builds. Let's put the fence bars down. Yes, disputed. You buck-buck-chuk. Right. Mixed grass. Wait. So let's have 20 of those. I'm not going to be able to carry all the stuff I need. Some of those, and somewhere here we've got beams. Beams. There's beams. Give me beamies. So that one's done. Let's cross over that corner if we can. Cheeky like. Oh, nearly. Ah, bun! You're racing me to the timber build. I'll go do this one. Oh, wait. I'll go do that one. So, Ruffle, what's with this new helm of yours? Because I don't think I've seen you in this one before. Have I found one? Yay! I found one that hasn't been done yet. The quite horny one, yes. You have a shiny one now, I see. Did Bun finally make you a rare open helm? It only took 9 months? Well done, Bun. And thus, Ruffle is now shiny and horny. Gotcha.
Sacre bleu! Invaders!
Oh, we got a raid from Ghost Bat. I'm going to give them like 30 seconds because they're probably going to get hit by pre-rolls. Let's just do this. You wouldn't want to waste a bracelet on that though, memers. Hello, Batty. How you doing? And hello to anybody else who's just dropped in with Batty. We are castle building over on Exodus at the moment. We are 2 stories into a 6 to 7 story build with a 48 tile footprint. Yeah, I use bracelets for vehicles or for things like I could be persuaded maybe in some instances to use them for something like a tower or a colossus or something that would just be impossible to do otherwise, but mostly I have to say I would use bracelets on vehicles. Yeah, you spam created it. Yeah, because memers, there's easier ways to do it and far less costly ways to do it, basically, because there's multiple other ways to make one of those rare. Whereas people tend to use bracelets on things that are really hard to rare or really valuable if you rare them. Because a bracelet, I guess, on the open market, what is a bracelet worth at the moment? Are they like 25 silver? Something like that? They were more when we first started doing them, but I don't know what they are now. And a rare open helm, if you like, when you see one on the market, a rare piece of armor is normally like 3 to 5 silver. So you should be able to buy several for the amount. 25 to 30, you reckon, for a bracelet of inspiration? Yeah. So what have you been doing, Batty? Over on yours, you were building docks last time I popped my head in. How's your build going? Although having said that, you don't often see rare open helms on the open market because there are so many skins for open helms. The rare ones just don't ever really see the light of day, so you do kind of have to spam create them or imp them up. You finish the dock. You're de-dirtifying a very terraformed place. Okay. Memes! It can get imped rare, though. With enough time and patience. Yeah. I mean, for things like Drake armor, you can use bones, but also if you've got a leather worker with a little bit of patience, you can imp them rare, but it does take a bit of time and patience to to get there. But, you know, at the end of the day, your rift points are your rift points. You spend them on whatever you like. How are we doing on these ones? So I still can't plan. Still can't plan those. Can probably plan. We're not doing floors yet. Okay, all right, let's go and grab some fence bars and see if I can finish off some of these bits of fencing, maybe. One of, wait, hang on. So, might be one at GD Market. Oh, Batty, one of your viewers actually used to live, on the place that you're now deeding and building? That's cool. That's cool if so. Your armor is dyed a certain blue, memers. Okay, but it's a lot cheaper to to re-dye something else, surely, than to just bracelet the stuff you've already dyed. What am I looking for? Brains! Not brains. Although, yes, possibly also brains. Fence bars. I'm looking for fence bars. Right, they should be in the everything box, right? Aw, Wolf! You de-zombied. So disappointing. Sell a bracelet if I die. Yeah.
Uh-oh. My grasshopper brain hopped again.
It's okay. It's de-hopped. I've remembered now, and I've probably just picked up way more fence bars than I needed. That's it, yups. Get the most out of those points while you can. Before inflation hits. Hello, Banana Debt. That's, do you know what? I didn't even know that that was an emote. Clearly it's been a while. Also, hello, Banana Debt. How you doing? Right. Yes, I'm gonna build something. Interestingly, it's letting me build it with a mallet. It really shouldn't be, but never mind. But you still need your armor red. Hello, Banana Debt. Maybe long time no see. I saw you like last week, week before. How are you doing? Calvert was around earlier. You'll be pleased to hear there was no bunny prawns. There was some talk around carrots and marrows, though. It's been 4 years now. A week is a long time. Particularly if you watch a lot of Worm streams, because it's super exciting now, the number of like new Worm streamers or people coming back to Worm streaming that have popped up kind of like out of the woodwork. We had quite a dry summer, quite a dry year, to be honest. Like even when I started at the start of this year, sort of there were only 2 or 3 people streaming for the most part, but now we've had this massive upsurge. I reckon I have seen at least 15 different Worm streamers streaming in the past 2 weeks. And that's amazing. That's amazing. Cat staring at you has eaten biscuits twice already. Yes, but there's always room for more biscuits. I mean, what about second biscuits? I'm not sure Tantail knows about second biscuits. Bun just needs more item spaces. Oh, I see, that's what the backpack was for. I gotcha. I love how, Tan, you've been here in chat, working alongside us, but you're also now being flagged up as a raider from Ghostbat. Like, how many streams can you dual wield? I suppose now I have been dual wielding streams a little bit, where I have like one on the TV and then maybe have one open on my laptop when I'm like flitting between 2. Right, that one's done. He'd put hobbits to shame. Yeah, my cat's the same. My cats can eat for days. For days. Now, what else? I feel like there was some more half done. There we go. I knew there was more. I'm gonna run out of bricks before I get this one done, but never mind. Yeah. You're just covering all of my emotes that I'd forgotten about. Do you know what? I couldn't manage 2 or 3. I suppose sometimes I end up lurking in streams because I want to support them, but they're not sort of they're not doing something that I can engage with right now. So sometimes I can sort of like lurk in a stream. But I already struggle with splitting my attention as much as I do. I tend to find if I'm watching a stream whilst doing something else, I can only do one of those things well. So I learn not to put my sleep bonus on usually if I'm stream watching, because I'll just get distracted by the stream and then I'll be like, whoop, shit, I was meant to be doing something. Whoops. Well, it depends on the stream, I guess. But yeah. It's nice to be able to chat with people about like a hobby, like a particularly a niche hobby that you're super interested in. Like, I think that's one of the things that makes Worm community streams quite so nice, because like anybody who's playing this game has got the same kind of like, you know, little niche addiction. It's quite nice to indulge in that with other people. I knew I was going to run out of bricks. That's stone. There we go. We got some more sandstone over there. Let's try again. You struggle a bit on Epic unless you're being shipped around. Oh, there's an unplanned wall somewhere, Mimas. Hang on. Where are you? You're over there. Let me go look. Let me just finish this fence and then I will go look. Sandstone iron fence. Why? Hang on a minute. Why isn't it showing the sidebars on this one? 9 and 1. That's odd. Sorry, bear with me a minute, memes. This fence looks wrong. And I'm wondering if I've planned the wrong kind of fence. I think maybe I have. So let me just go and send Darlo over there to knock this one down. And then I'll come and look at the one that you're looking at. Whoops! Except I just launched him downstairs onto Wolf. Sorry, Wolf. Just landed on your head there. There's memes. Oh, that one. Okay, yes, I'll come do that in a second. Right. Where am I? That. How the hell do I get round to me? That way. Right, I think that fence is not what it's supposed to be. So... And at the end of the day, if it is what it's supposed to be, it's only lost me a brick. Oh, these are now finished, which means I can plan. Not that I'm getting distracted on my way around to Memes one, but sandstone, high iron fence, and a sandstone, high iron fence. Da-da-da! There's 2 more planned there. And then I need to plan stairs here. I'd forgotten about that, so I can do that in a second. This one here, okay. So, let's have a look-see. Let's have a look-see. At the end of the day, you're nothing but trouble. Are you singing Les Mis at me, Bun, with slightly misquoted lyrics? Because, you know, keep doing that. I like it. Where am I relative to... Okay, this is on the back. Let's have a look. Oh, I think it's just an arch. So, build. Have I got any mortar left at all? No, I don't. Have we got any crates around here? No, we don't. Maybe there's some in here. Sandstone, the best building material. Well, so we're building on a deed called Cair Paravel, and Cair Paravel is described as being like shining white marble, but I don't know if you've ever seen any depictions of Cair Paravel, because it never actually looks shiny white. It always looks kind of sort of soapstony, sandstony, kind of yellow to me. And I did try originally mocking this build up in marble and I didn't like it, and then I tried mocking it up in rounded stone and I didn't like that either. So we're using rounded stone accents. The sandstone is a little bit darker than I'd like, but it felt right for this spot, so that's what we've ended up with. Sandstone arch. There we go. That was the missing wall plan. And before I forget about it all over again, I am going to go and plan that staircase. You just made the lyrics fit the situation. Good night, Bisa. It's nice to see you back. Right. So, I want one of those. I want one of those. One of those, because I'm only starting it so that we know what goes there. One of those. Let's go, let's go. Yeah. That plain wall on the back can be rendered as well. I just need to, let me have a look at just which way these stairs go, so I don't cock that one up. I think they go, yeah, okay. So this should be a left-hand staircase. And it's a wooden one, not a standalone one. So would help if I had the right thing in my window. There we go. So that's that one started. Magic. Now, what was I doing? Aha! Fences. Let's go and plan more fences. You did safely relocate the bunny prawns there. You tore down all the buildings? Ah, okay, but a sandstone castle sounds cool. So is it just that you fancied something different? So that the next time Calvert and I visit, we've got something different to look at? Or was it sort of like something that was already on the cards? You were kind of like thinking about what you wanted to do with the space. Oh no, let's rotate that. That's bad. Oh, so much better. I think I'm now going to have to rotate this one because we're going to get the same on this corner. Yeah, we are. Look at this. Let's just rotate that. It's going to be so much better. Oh, and there it goes. So much better. Sadly, you can't do it for everywhere. Like, we've got it a little bit over there, and there's nothing we can do about that one because those ones cannot be rotated. But, right. So, fence, sandstone, high iron fence. Yeah, look at that. I had planned the wrong one there. It does indeed look different. Good thing I noticed. Looks like I can plan them around there now as well. No, not the fences, memers. I mean the arches. I don't think you can rotate fences, but the Z fighting is usually down to arches. Let's rotate that one as well. It's usually down to walls, I mean, rather than fences. You might get it with the fences as well. The person who planned all those buildings stopped playing, so you wanted to check. Yeah, fair enough. So were you on a shared deed before, like as part of a village, or is it just that you were sharing your deed and you wanted to put your own stamp on it? In any case, I'm a big fan of a rebuild. And sometimes I'm quite a big fan of a redesign. So instead of, like for a lot of the buildings on my home deed on release, Brambleheim, I didn't want to entirely knock down and start again. Like I didn't want to change it massively, but I kind of wanted to evolve it. And so I quite like renovating buildings and changing and evolving them rather than starting from scratch. But that, first of all, relies on it being, you know, a building that you like, but that isn't quite right, or that's got the right kind of layout, but you want it bigger or fancier or just slightly better, particularly as you gain skill. High iron fences, there we go. Getting there. Getting there. Right, 2 more fences there. Oh god, guys, look at this. All of a sudden, we went from like half the walls being done to suddenly like this whole floor is like almost complete. You're amazing. Right, which means I can now plan some of these ones that it wouldn't let me plan before, because now we've got adjacent floors. So, have I still got my thing? Keybound? Yes, I do. Oh, do you know what? That's the best thing ever. Ladder, ladder, ladder. Is this one in the middle, is that going to be a floor or is that going to be a ladder? Let's go look-see. Waffle, waffle, waddle, waddle. Oh, I see. Banana I'm sorry. Yeah, that sucks, and I can understand why then you might want to go, you know, change things up a bit. What does go there? What am I looking at? I should be looking at the other side. Okay, so this is also... Wait. This is also... That's also scaffolding. That's also scaffolding. Already got scaffolding there. Already got scaffolding there. Almost certainly scaffolding here, because this is our kind of atrium entranceway type thing. So scaffolding. More scaffolding. More scaffolding. What about over this? What about over this one? Those are going up there. That must be a planned floor. Funnily enough, I thought I'd already planned that planned floor, but clearly not. Maybe it was one that I wasn't able to do at the time because we hadn't actually done the adjacent walls. Planned floor above. There we go. And then around this side, so this is the open kind of lounge / possibly throne room space. What have we got around here? I think these are all going to be scaffolding as well. Yes. Scaffold, scaffold. Oh, I can hear my voice going now. Listen to that. Uh-oh. That, oh, no, we need to build some of those before I can do the others. That's all right, though. Can do that. Can do that. There's just a couple there that I can't yet plan. So I need to redo these two in a minute. Also, I don't know. Have I done the ceilings in here? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I use, hang on, do you know what? I use IMGBB, but I always forget what the actual URL is. Is it .com? Yeah, it's .com. So I use that one and I've always been using it. I've never used Lightshot, so I can't really comment on that one. And I can, like, I always struggle to get Imgur working properly for me, so I wasn't wedded to Imgur. But I have to say, I realise how many people were using Imgur now that as somebody in the UK, the forum is just like a sea of purple for me. So it is quite frustrating, and I'm sure we all appreciate the people who are trying to move to something else so that we can see the pictures too. I get that some people just don't want to faff with that, but I'm grateful for the people that do, because it has made the forums a lot harder to engage with in the UK, like almost overnight. All of a sudden, there's just so much stuff there that we can't interact with, can't see. These are all floors. So floors above. Already done that one. Probably already done that one. Let's just do the one around the other side. Because I don't think I've... Oh! No, I had planned that floor. Okay. But not that one, weirdly. Floor above. You're out for tonight. Good night, Yups. Very upset about the whole Imgur thing, April. Yeah. You look away for 2 seconds and suddenly Cousin It is standing in front of you. Our light shot issue. Hello, Scooter. How you doing? Didn't see you lurking there. Right. So, whilst I'm wandering around like a headless chicken, waiting for some of these scaffoldings to be built so I can plan the last couple, might just pop us briefly. Oh, no, they've been done. Look at that. Scaffold. Scaffold. Da-da-dam. I might just pop us briefly back over to Deed Planner, but let me just pop up here first and have a bit of a look-see. Yeah, look at that. It's taking shape. It's taking shape. So, because it's quite hard to get a beat on what we're actually building here, let's have just a hop back to Deed Planner and have a look-see. So, let me, whoops, not drop below the land. Right, so this is kind of sort of what we're building, except that the timber here is a stand-in, the wood here is a stand-in for log walls. So we're having to use some substitutes, and where the land is raised on the front, this is actually platforms. So there are gaps in between these. But this is the castle that we are building. For the most part, it's only like 5 stories, but there are a couple of like upper bits, and there's 2 satellite buildings which are technically separate, which will be connected with bridges that we haven't even started on today. but we've gotten the ground floor and the first floor, or if you're outside of the UK, the first and the second floor completed today, including all of the interior walls, the fences, the double walls, of which there are many, where you have to build a wall and then you also have to build a fence on it. And what's quite hard to see when we're in there, because we've got so much scaffolding up, is where we've got these big open spaces that go up sort of 2 or 3 stories. So there's a lot of quite high ceilinged rooms in this. But mostly what we're looking at in the actual game right now as we're building is, of course, a lot of ladders and a lot of scaffolding. So let's try not to drop down there. Wait. Oh, it's because I'm climb down's no longer my default. So yeah, so we're looking at a lot of scaffolding, but once I'm done building, all this scaffolding will come out, because I'm not expecting my working party to come back and finish building the rest of it with me necessarily. But they've been super at helping me get it started and up and off the ground today. So all of these ladders will go both on the floor above and the floor below, and we'll get these nice sort of like 2 to 3 story high bits. We've got this open courtyard in the middle where we have packed some dirt that I need to go and just replant, with like our balconies looking in and on it. Oh, you found some... Great, you've got something to link. Hang on, let's have a look. Crikey. Your deed's 50% farmland. That's a big space. I am a fan of sandcastles, though. So, have you built your sandcastle, or are you building your sandcastle? Because I'd love to see it when it's ready to be seen. I am quite fond of sandcastles. I think I'm just going to go back up top and look. I think we're pretty much there. There's only a few ones left. 1, 2, 3 to go. 3 floors to go, I think, and then we finish this one, and we will wrap up the stream there, because it's 20 to 1 for those of us in the UK, and later for... Oh, I didn't plan one! There's one I didn't plan! Hang on, let me just... Whoop! I think this one's just a ladder, though, because I'm pretty sure this is one of my sneaky little chutes. It is. Let's just plan that one quickly. So 4 left to do. Your little house on Serenity is called the Sandcastle. Nice. I missed one there too. Wait. I've missed more. Right, what goes in those ones? Let's tell you what. We might as well look where you guys can see. So, those ones we're looking at on the front, it's these ones. What goes in them? Is it just... It shouldn't be a floor like that. I think actually it should be a scaffold, because there's clearly, like, I haven't set any doors going into this. So I think this is something that kind of got missed on a redesign. I think there should probably be ladders, because that's scaffolding that we can later take out. Yeah, and there isn't one on here. Okay, but that answers my question. So that means if we close that back down, that means the 2 of these should just be scaffolding ladders. Whoop! Plan ladder. And then the same on the other side. Memers, no, Ruffle's got a little house on Scooter's deed on Serenity. What about this hole? Is it one of the holes I'm about to fill? Or have I left more holes? Because it's entirely possible I've left more holes. Let's go look-see. Is that one of the holes you were looking at, Tan? Is that all of the holes now, except for the, the one that's meant to be a hole? I think it might be. Little 3x3 cave house. Okay, so one floor has a base. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's clever. Nice. I've seen some really nice like wine cellars and things where people have done that, where they've got a building above ground above it, and then they've got their cave layer and cave opening perfectly lined up. So then you've got like a walk-in open fronted sort of like wine cellar that looks like a seamless continuation of the building, except that bottom layer is a basement layer. It is underground. Yeah, cleverly done. Right. Have we rendered everything? I think we've probably got them all the things rendered now as well. Don't think I've missed any interior walls. So I think that's 2 floors complete. And I think that probably was the right way around for those log arches. Like, I think the T-arch is there. I can nest some things along the front of them. Oh, pants. You know, I have a vague thought that actually I'd intended this one to be a T-arch as well. Because I thought what I would do was I could probably fit a pantry in one half of a tile of a T-arch and effectively close this off like a narrow passage going along the back. But I can fix that another time. You know what? That doesn't... yeah. I can sleep on it and never think about it. But that's a massive amount of work, guys. Thank you so much. I wanted to do a count up, and I'm kind of sad in a way that Deed Planner doesn't do you a wall count. It'll do you a materials count. But I kind of want to know how many walls there are in this build, because with all those internal walls as well, it's a lot. Do you find it hard to upload and find the link to share? I don't. But I suppose compared to the way you do it with Imgur, maybe it's more tricky. So I just upload it, and then with the uploaded image, I right-click it and open the image in a new window and copy that link. But maybe it's just because that's what I'm used to. I know with Imgur, you could just paste right into it, right? Which was one of the things that you, Bun, were saying, that like you can't get anywhere else and you miss it. What I like about IMGBB is that it, like, I don't ever struggle to get stuff loaded in there. It sometimes is a little bit sluggish opening up a gallery, but my stuff doesn't disappear, so it doesn't expire, and it doesn't nag me for subs. It doesn't pelt me with ads. It's sort of quite minimalist in terms of the data it requires from you, but you can upload your images indefinitely. So the stuff that I post into the forums on it isn't expiring. But yet. But yeah. You find it's loading forever when you go to preview it. I don't usually find that. Maybe busy times though. Oh yeah. Old forum posts on PhotoBucket, and you look back through old forum posts and it's just like swathes and swathes of old broken PhotoBucket images, and that makes me sad. But anyway, yes. So I think we're done for today. It's now into the early hours of the morning. I am super grateful for my working party who came out to help me do this, because I've done actually very little building today. I've spent pretty much the whole time planning and running around like a headless chicken. But, oh, you sneaker. Did you just... Oh, okay, you were a bit... I thought you just kissed me from, like, below. Like, from up a ladder. But the views up here are going to be beautiful. I mean, look, this is the lower balcony. We've actually got, like, 2 more balconies above this as we go up the levels. That's Isert just there, which is the Exodus start town. You can see all the way out to the sea beyond here, which is one of the things I really like about this spot. And you can see sort of part of the way down the canal. And once we get up to higher floors on this build, I think we'll be able to see probably over those treetops a bit. And you can just about see now, but it'll be better on the higher floors. You can almost see the sea that way as well. So you can see ocean in like 2 different directions. You can see the canals. We've got like 3 sets of canals winding through here. It's just got such lovely, like expansive views. That castle church is what made you want to... Yeah, I like Isert. I think Isert's one of the really nice... I think Isert's actually one of the nicer on SFI start town builds. Certainly better than Sloping Sands. We don't talk about Sloping Sands. But yeah, I like Isert. I think Isert's quite pretty. a lot of the land around Esert is not so pretty. A lot of it has been quite aggressively terraformed and left over the years, and this corner was one of them, really. Like, this corner, I don't know that this has really had much of it in the way of deeds or love. It's like it was quite sharply terraformed, but it's been pretty naked as long as I've been here. I understand from some of the some Exodians who've been on this server much longer than me that there used to be a market here many years ago. But in all the time I've been coming here, this corner is just sort of like sat sort of like bare dirt and cliff face and aggressive terraforming and kind of unloved, and it was begging. It was begging for like a castle or a really nice build up the side of the mountain. So that's what we're doing. You came out of Esert, you saw one side of the entrance arch was called Not Rest in Peace. You got a little hobbit hole on Xanadu now, have you been on a debt? Nice. You've expanded your Exodus deed. But yeah, so like, it's my hope that my vague plan for this is that I keep saying I want a deed where I could do pop-up on stream events for things. And one that's right outside a portal is obviously best placed for that, because if you want to be doing something on stream, being like, right, in 1 hour we're going to go tobogganing, everybody get here. You want somewhere that's quite accessible, and portals is the most accessible that you can get now. And it is, importantly, also for me, close enough to Thorspring, where I live with Calvert, that I don't have to go far to work on it or to do stuff at it, because the thing that keeps tripping me up where I've got satellite deeds is if they're just a little bit too far, or if they're not on my way to something else, I end up not going to them as much and not wanting to work on them as much, whereas this is like literally right next door. Thorspring is just over the trees over there. So I am back and forth past this all the time. And I've got a really nice big mountain behind me where I might be able to do some fun base jumping obstacle courses in mines. So watch this space. Yeah, you can hear it in my voice, can't you, Bun? I'm getting all croaky. But anyway, time to wrap up the stream, I think. I feel like I should have made cake for you all, but if any of you haven't eaten, please do grab a bite before you go. There's breakfast's in the barrel. I'm going to finish this build off stream rather than subject you to another one of these.
Oh, yes.
If any of the working party wants to come and help me build more of it at any point, you're very welcome to, but I can quietly potter away and just sort of get it finished. But we will, when it's done, we will then kind of like check back in, and I'll make sure on another stream I come and kind of show you around, and we do some other stuff here so you can see.
Victory.
So thank you for all of the labour.
Cha-ching.
All of the labour and all of the love,
Take
and
my
for
money.
those of you that were also making mats and things in the run up to this, and like helping me ferry extra stuff over to plug gaps in the mats that I had, you're super. And I'm excited to see it because, you know, because I can't actually see what it's going to look like in Deed Planner. I'm doing a lot based on like faith and speculation. So here's hoping. Happy to come help again. Thanks, Tan. But good night, everybody. Go and get a good night's sleep, those of you that are over my side of the pond in the EU or in the UK, and for any of you that are over in the States or right around the other side of the world, whatever, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and rest of your weekend. And I shall catch up with all of you, some of you soon. We haven't got Epic Adventures on Monday because that was last week. So the next Epic Adventures stream is the Monday after next, but Calvert and I hope to be out again next Friday, and I will be out doing something next Saturday, possibly. We might have Halloween stuff by next Saturday, you never know. If we do, it could be a Halloween stream, but if they haven't put it in by then, we'll just have to wait another week. So only 5 p.m. for you, Bernadette. Yeah. So good night all. Everybody take care. I'll catch up with you all soon. And for those of you that were here right at the beginning, thank you for staying with me through that technological, like, breakdown that my internet was having when I tried to start the stream. Archeween! Yeah! Yeah! Yeah. Good night, folks. Oh, wait. I mean, yes, good night, but Southport Market over on Delhi, because we were over there on Delhi yesterday. And I'm trying to make sure that I include markets in my rotation on the servers that I spend less on stream time on, and I haven't done this one in a while, so this is probably one of the biggest community markets on the Southern Freedom Isles. I say community market, it has got quite a few community stores, but the majority of it is Muse's stuff, Joe the Bard, so it's the place to go and find, for example, rare frags if you want them. She's got shitloads, but it's always good for a rummage if you like that kind of flea market experience. So maybe pop over there sometime if you're out about in a boat and you haven't been there before. Good night, folks. I'll catch you all soon.